sir, 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 sir.
If there is anything that needs to be satirized and remixed, it is Trump talking about massive dumps. And by the way, extra points, if you can sample Trump saying massive dumps and me talking about it in a song, please do it.
Dumps. Big massive dumps. Dumps. Big massive dumps. 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 Big massive dumps. 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 Sure you just dumps. 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 Big massive dumps.
Donald Trump insisted multiple times that it was massive dumps that led him to lose the election, which is just
on another level, on another level.
Dumps. 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 Sure you just dumps. 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 Big massive dumps. 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 Sure you just dumps. 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 Big massive dumps.
You turn the faucet on in areas where there's tremendous amounts of water, where the water rushes out to sea, because you could have people are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once.
Dumps. 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 Sure you just dumps. 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 Big massive dumps. 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 Dumps.
what is going on here? What is going on here? It's just beyond parody. I mean, massive dumps cost them the election. What is going on here? What is going on here? It's just beyond parody. I mean, massive dumps cost them the election. What is going on here? What is
Dumps. Dumps.
massive dumps that
Dumps. Dumps. Dumps.
Toilets 10 times.
Dumps. 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 Dumps.
multiple times.
Dumps. 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 Dumps.
Massive dumps.
Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Dumps. Big massive dumps.
What is going on here?
Dumps.
What is going on here?
Dump. Big massive dump.
It's
Look at that. 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 That is freaking predator right there.
what?
Who thinks he's smarter than you?
What?
Who thinks he's smarter than you?
What?
Who thinks he's smarter than you? This is just Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Pac-Man's a loser. Pac-Man's a loser. Pac-Man's a loser. Pac-Man's a loser. This is just look at that. This is just look at that. This is just look at that. This is just look at that.
Alex Jones is lying to you. That might come as a shock.
Pac-Man.
What?
Pac-Man.
What?
Pac-Man. This is just Jones has fake callers. Jones has fake callers. Jones has fake callers. Jones has fake callers. This is corporate takeover, censorship, debanking, arrest, tyranny. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Corporate takeover, censorship, debanking, arrest, tyranny. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Corporate takeover, censorship, debanking, arrest, tyranny. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Corporate takeover, censorship, debanking, arrest, tyranny. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Trump was doing this with his personal toilet.
But sinks, toilets, and showers.
Elements of bathrooms.
10 times, 15 times.
Elements of bathrooms.
We're looking very strongly at sinks and showers.
Elements of bathrooms.
10 times, 15 times.
Elements of bathrooms.
What on earth is going on with Trump and toilets? Trump's White House toilet would be clogged with documents that Donald Trump was flushing down the toilet. Is this the explanation? Is this the explanation?
toilets and bathrooms.
Big massive dumps.
Thank your lucky stars every day you're not Dave Bagman. Ooh, look at those eyes, man. That dude is gone. That is a freaking predator right there. Who thinks he's smarter than you, thinks he's better than you, and he's gonna beat you, he thinks. Oh, Joe Rogan.
Uh-oh. Mangoes?
My bag of mangoes.
Uh-oh. I love mangoes too.
9 cents. Okay. Now that we are up under a Biden's regime, my bag of mangoes now costs $11.99.
That seems like a pretty good deal. A bag of mangoes? Aren't mangoes like $3 each? That's it. I want what, $8 or $11. That sounds good.
The American people will lie. And highway robbery is what you're doing. Bring my mangoes back down. My bag of mangoes. My bag of mangoes.
Mangoes?
My bag of mangoes. Bring my mangoes back down. Raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Bring my mangoes back down.
The Wisconsin crowd identified with the mango eater.
Proportionally affected the American people. Those who want me to be healthy, healthy. Those who want me to be healthy. And highway robbery is what you're doing. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of
Mangoes? Well, welcome everybody. We have a very special event tonight. Yes, it's a Trump rally. Yes, he's going to be extremely orange. Yes, the crowd will be far smaller than Trump claims. Yes, Mike Pillow is there. Yes, Trump will lie. But Donald Trump may announce his 2024 candidacy at tonight's rally. Now, this is just conjecture, speculation, and rumor. So take it for what it's worth. Almost nothing. But those rumors, that conjecture, is indeed that tonight Donald Trump may announce that he's running in 2024. The perspective is sort of twofold. One, the political analysis is that given everything that's going on and seemingly Donald Trump sort of losing his grip on the Republican Party to a degree, that it may be to his advantage to announce sooner than later. On the other hand, also rumor that Trump's new plane, he got a plane job, a paint job on his plane. I just call it a plane job, which, again, it's all rumor, has 2024 flags on it or something like that. So that's kind of like what's going on. And we are very, very soon going to know more. This rally is in Anchorage, Alaska. Donald Trump is campaigning against Lisa Murkowski. Who he's campaigning for, I don't even know. Like, it doesn't even really matter. Trump just wants to hurt Lisa Murkowski because she is not a full-blown Trump Republican. And it's sort of like a high school gym vibes. Maybe more like I guess like a community college auditorium or something like that. And reportedly on the heels of the assassination of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, there is like an extra layer of security. You've got your Secret Service, you've got your Anchorage police. TSA is doing security. This is all a report. I mean, I'm not on the ground. But Trump has also brought in sort of like some tight shirt, muscle-bound private security in addition to Secret Service. Now, I don't know if that is exactly as described. How much do you trust Secret Service if you bring in the tight shirt tattoo security guys, you know? But that's a different question, maybe for a different day. Right Side Broadcasting is covering the rally. Here is Newsmax, which will also be covering the rally. Trump expected to speak in just about 45 minutes or so. Will there be a glitchy Trump today? That we don't know.
We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel.
You know something really funny? The other day, I interviewed a guy named Jeffrey Mandel. And as I always do with every guest before we go live, I confirm the pronunciation of his last name. And I say, hey, Jeff, is your last name pronounced Mandel? And he said, it is. And I was like, oh, just like JP Mandel, right? And he got the reference. He got the reference, thankfully. So it was not a moment of complete humiliation for me in front of yet another guest. Let's listen briefly to Mike Pillow.
We're doing a class action lawsuit against all machines. That was 2 days. They're going to know all the hope in this country. They're going to know what we're going to do, what has to be done, what has been done, and they're going to be educated on what they can do. As you know, the legislatures, all the legislators and the politicians saved this country.
Absolutely, they were all scared.
Sort of like when Marjorie Taylor Greene said Jewish space lasers.
We did a segment on him, actually.
Karen Fan. I mean, what did Karen? I'm sorry, shame on you, Karen Fan. What have you done? It's just, she might not be a Rusty Bowers, but she's a blocker. These people block. We don't know why.
Making a lot of sense.
And history will look back. And all of you watching right now, if you're a legislator, you can now make a move now. You get one chance to be a hero or you're going to be a traitor. There's not going to be anything in between.
Pillow is very, very sick. You can tell.
I don't want anyone in this country or the world, for that matter, to be able to say plausible deniability. What? Election crime?
Let's hope that applies to charges on Pillow as well.
Right. I think people are starting to recognize the election was stolen.
Yep. It's taken almost 2 years, but we're starting to get a trickle of people thinking about considering evaluating whether even a single dead person voted.
Presidential election. It's kind of hard to believe. But as time has gone on and we have seen what a poor job Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are doing.
Kamala, you guys know about Agitprop. This is Agit Pillow.
Not the most popular elected officials in history. I think people are getting it.
That's what had to happen. When I said on stage, that you're exactly right. You're spot on. This stuff has happened.
Yeah. So we're standing by for Donald Trump. He's scheduled to speak in 45 minutes. There is a major announcement expected from Trump tonight.
And we will ban men.
No, not that. Just there's a rumor he might announce that he's running for president in 2024. So everybody is welcome. This is not a stream where we limit the audience based on age, gender, sexual orientation, political orientation, whether or not you like yellow mustard. I mean, everybody's welcome. Everybody is welcome here, and we are expecting a very powerful stream and many, many things to look at. First super chat is from Hudson Markel. Says, David, sir, I'm turning 18 in a few days, and I'm excited to vote for the Democrats this midterm.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, sir, I appreciate that, and I look forward to your vote. Dexy says, sir.
Sure.
I only installed Twitch so I could give you Bezos bucks. Didn't know I'd have to subscribe every month. I doubt I'm the only one. May want to inform all. Yeah, the Twitch Prime subscriptions, they give you Bezos bucks to give me for free, but it doesn't renew automatically. You have to remember to renew the Bezos bucks. They want you to forget about it. All right, let's review. I have so much material for you guys from the rally. It turns out Alaska's pretty wild. So let me first just thank a few people. I want to say thank you to Eric Bigford, Adam Taylor, for signing up on my website, joinpacman.com, new members 1 and 2, as you can see over here. Also want to say thank you to Juan, who has just gifted a membership, and Jason Sickmeyer, who has also gifted a membership. That puts us at 4. Remember, we have free memberships to give away. There are about 300 people right now in line. You can request your membership for free by just filling out the 3-field form at davidpacman.com/free membership. You can gift memberships at joinpacman.com. And of course, today's coupon code is INDICT. Why? Well, it's a Trump rally. I don't think I have to explain to you why the coupon code is INDICT. There's no shortage of people at this event who deserve an indictment or two. Over on Twitch, I want to say thanks to Blueberry Babe, Dugget, Sam the Sleazebag, K Shreds, Shiny Socks, Kind AF, Green Man at 28 months, Deeper Shades of House, great to see you, Lars, Emily, what else do we have? Captain Smiles, Beth Graham, Do You Grok, Valerie Fisher. That's 13. 13 plus 4, 4 plus 3 is 7. Nothing to carry, and a 1 puts us at 17. I very much appreciate that. Travis says, hey, bro, can't believe I found you on here. Remember me? We met at a dog park about a year ago. Best makeout session I've ever had. Crazy I found you on here. Hope you're doing well. Well, Travis, I have never been to a dog park, and I've never made out with a man. So couldn't have been me. Maybe some other host. I don't know who it was. But a very, very interesting story, that's for sure. All right, let's get into some material. Here are our friends, the Good Liars. They spoke to a proud General Flynn digital soldier. Digital soldier. Check this out.
I think what everyone would want to know, if they came across you, they saw your Q-mobile and they saw you, they would want to know, are you serious?
Yes. I go all over this country spreading the truth. You can't hold your ego up and carry the truth at the same time. Because I had to accept the fact. Bushes were my heroes. I wrote a poem. I don't know if I have a copy handy. Oh, I think I do.
Yeah, let's hear that.
I am now a proud General Flynn digital soldier. God help me with these words after much prayer after the attacks of 9/11. I know the truth about those attacks now. My prayer is that all enemies, foreign and domestic, that are responsible for that evil on that day and all subsequent evil that arose from it are punished.
And there you have it. People are reading beautiful poetry.
Yeah. Our friends Davram and Jason are always doing a good job. Now, what's funny about videos like this is, not funny, but there's this weird thing where I'll play a video like this and I'll go, this is really an example of stupidity. These are uneducated, stupid people. And then people will go, David, it's not a question of that. It's mental illness, it's radicalization, whatever. Okay. So then I go, this is clearly, politics aside, someone who is delusional. That's a mental illness. And people will go, David, you're stigmatizing mental illness. Most mentally ill people don't believe stuff like this. So you can't say it's mental illness. So I go, okay, all right. This is extremism and radicalization. And people go, dude, it's not just that. These are mentally ill, ignorant people. Okay, it's all of these things. It's all of these things. I mean, it's elements of all of these things, I think, is where we have to kind of land on it. Let's listen a little bit more to what Mike Pillow is saying.
If he says, well, I'm gonna go for 2024, you have to fix 2020 first, and he has never backed down on that.
And he's never conceded. He has been firm that he wants to correct 2020, recognizing that 2022 is just a couple months away and the primaries have already happened. So we have to build the airplane as we fly it. We got to
exactly. I like that analogy. We're building it. We might not be perfect going into 2022. We might only have
Seems high as a kite.
Machine's gone, but we're building that save our country and then get our right politicians back, including our great president Donald Trump.
That is right. And I see, just in the work that I do, I'm very encouraged.
What work does she do?
People who have stepped up to volunteer, to become poll workers, to
Yeah, the guy on the right does look completely wasted.
Make sure that their precincts, their individual precincts are safe. And I think that people are working to clean up election laws. And I just think we're in a better...
People are cleaning up election law. What do they use these euphemisms that are, they end up being completely meaningless, completely meaningless. Thanks to T.H. Gustafson, as well as Toll Cross, Numeral Whistle, Oak City Peter, and Crack 2 Eggs for the Twitch Prime subscription, putting us at 22. Also, I have to say thank you to Jordan Cottony, who just signed up on my website, joinpacman.com, and is new member number 23. And lastly, thanks to people gifting memberships on my website. Lawrence Quardowitz just sent a gift. Johnny Minogue, also known as Johnny from Boston, and Seth Swartout, all gifting memberships on my website, putting us at 26 at this very, very early stage of the game. Oh, and also thanks to Pilot Dog for the Twitch Prime subscription. Super chats, a whole bunch of them. Elements of mental illness and elements of extremism. I agree. It's both. Obama. Yep, I've got that one ready to go. Let's look at a couple of other things. Our friend Ron Filipkowski is all over this stuff. Mike Pillow has a new plan to get Trump reinstated.
We're doing a class action lawsuit against all machines.
No. It's a different plan. But remember, originally it was going to be August of 2021. Now it's August of 2022.
This is so exciting because this is all going to lead up, everybody, to, and I've got to say this, August 20th and 21st, the biggest
He's doing his Zavosium.
event this country in our lifetime. I believe it's the most important event ever in our lifetime. What
No, the World Cup's in November, dude.
this is going to do, this will be in Springfield, Missouri, live streamed to the world. And it's a 2-day event. It's invite only. You guys will be there.
Yeah, you said that. It's an invite only. So it's in Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah, Springfield, Missouri. It's so important. There'll be, the invites will be going out. These will be influencers, podcasters, grassroots.
The grassroots are going to be there.
It'll be church leaders, okay? And when we do this, everybody, imagine every state will be getting up there saying, here's our footprint. You're all going to hear what the good going, where's our hope, And then the next...
I can't tell if it's another one of these cyber symposiums or whether it's like a religious event. It's all very, very strange. Hey, here's something I should consider. Bill O'Reilly is offering a concierge program where you can ask him for life advice and he'll get back to you within 24 hours.
So I get a lot of questions about people traveling the world. And because I've been to 84 countries, I can steer you into good places and tell you if you get ripped off.
Right. If you want a whole grilled fish, okay, in Sorrento, Italy, you ask Bill O'Reilly, Bill, where do I go? And what should I expect to pay for a beautiful grilled fish on the Amalfi Coast? And he'll tell you.
I get questions about consumer problems.
Right. If you're saying like, okay, so I need an espresso machine. And I know a lot of espresso machines don't do well with dark roast beans. They're too oily. Is there any espresso machine that Bill O'Reilly would recommend if you are a fan of dark roast?
Somebody's contractor is doing A, and then I can steer them. I get financial.
Yeah. If you're wondering how to hang joists, you ask Bill O'Reilly and he'll tell you exactly how to build that.
Questions. I cannot give financial or medical advice.
Right. Medical, he won't do. Okay, that's fair.
But I can tell you what I would do. All right. So life is complicated. For a concierge membership on BillO'Reilly.com, you have me to answer your questions, which we do within 24 hours. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So you might want to think about it.
Yeah, that's something you guys should definitely think about. Okay. All right, good. Okay, I'm going to skip this one. Women at the Trump rally are asked what issues concern them. Oh, this should be pretty good.
What's the most important issue that you guys are concerned about as Alaska? Oh, Space Force. All right.
In Alaska, the number one issue is Space Force. There you go.
Our healing, the support of our veterans, the healing.
I'm sorry?
Trafficking.
Specifically, what kind of trafficking?
Human trafficking.
Are you worried about our southern border?
Yes.
In Alaska, they're most concerned with the U.S.-Mexico border. That's interesting.
Everything. I think eventually they'll end up going back to their own countries with Nasara Jassara kicking in.
With what? What did she say? Nasara Jassara? What was that?
Countries with Nasara Jassara kicking.
Nasar Jassar? Am I the stupid one? What does that mean? Nasar Jassar. NASCAR? Tikka Masala. No. Nosara Josara. Jafar from Aladdin. It's numerology. Oh, hold on. Nasara Jafara. I'm not seeing anything about that. Gesara? Let me listen once more. Hold on.
I think eventually they'll end up going back to their own countries with Nasara Jassara kicking.
Nasar Jassar? I don't know what that is.
In.
Wow. Here's a guy at a Trump rally singing Trump's praises.
Look what he did for us. I mean, come on, man. He's a businessman.
This is what my newborn daughter sounds like after she's had 4 ounces of milk. Ugh.
He shows them people up. They don't know where they're at because
How is he even doing that, Trump? It's like a. How is he doing that?
he knows the ins and outs of business.
I can't even do that. Where I can't tell if that's in the throat or in the. Where is that?
He got all of our prices down, our taxes down.
I might be able to do it if I. Let me see if I can do it with a little bit of. I don't know how that is even biologically possible.
Our gas down, our food down. The man's a dream.
Oh, God. This is going to be quite a night. That's a ruptured larynx. Okay. Well, I don't believe I have that, at least not at this point in time. That's probably why I can't do it. All right. Other super chats coming in. David, how would you watch less politics but still be involved in politics? Oh, just stop watching any political news, but get involved in local races. I mean, I think that would be the way to do it. National Economic Security and Recovery Act, NESARA. Oh, okay, NESARA. It was proposed in the 1990s by Harvey Francis Barnard. Is there anything going on right now related to this NESARA? Does anybody know? That guy was doing Tibetan throat singing. Somehow I don't think so. I want to say thanks to some people gifting subscriptions on my website. David Colabella just gifted one. Kevin Gouldy just gifted one. And David Colabella gifted a second. That puts us at 30. Also want to say thanks to Pulber, who has just signed up via Twitch Prime and is number 31. Folks, we have a goal today of 100 new website members and Twitch subscribers. Okay? We're already at 31. Now, percentage-wise, 31 out of 100. 3 divided by 10 is 0.3. 10 divided by 3, 1. That's 31.5% of the way to 100. 31 out of 100 is 30. No, that doesn't sound right. That's weird. Anyway, it's roughly a third of the way, okay? It's roughly a third of the way. And I would love for you to go to joinpacman.com. This is my website. It's not the best website, but it's mine. And you can use the code INDICT, which will just do wonders for you. Look at these prices. Only legal in the contiguous 48. So if you're in Hawaii or today's rally location of Alaska, you can't do it there. No, I'm kidding. It's legal everywhere. Completely legal everywhere. All right, let's continue our tour of the insanity happening at the Trump rally. Sarah Palin resurfaced, and she's completely out of her mind. Might not surprise you.
To our leaders not being able to tell us they don't know what a woman is?
And we will ban men.
Hey, all you Alaskan chicks out there, maybe you can tell them what a real woman is.
Show them what a woman is. Oh, God. Sarah Palin wants the Alaskan women to show liberal men what makes them women. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what is happening here? Unbelievable. Is she pointing at someone who's currently showing what makes her a woman biologically?
Yeah, the Mama Grizzlies. Hey, the leader of the pack in my world, my right-hand man, Chris Perry, she's the Mama Grizzly whom I look to. She's sitting here somewhere, my campaign manager, my best friend, my right-hand man, Chris Perry.
All right, well, whatever. Here we go.
My dad, no, he was all about, you stiffen your spine. You use what they throw at you as fuel. Let it strengthen and fortify you. And you fight for what is right. Well, my dad's words exactly were, don't retreat, reload.
Wow, a principled and defiant message of unity.
We just need to drill, baby, drill.
Okay. They used the plandemic. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Look at this.
This is life changing. What's coming up here in the midterms, the change that are needed, and it's no longer Democrat versus Republican. This is all about control versus freedom. It's good versus evil. It is a spiritual battle. They use the pandemic as an example in
The plandemic.
order to achieve a goal of controlling you. Look,
Wow. Full-blown insanity. Complete and total full-blown insanity. Thanks to Duggett for gifting 5 subscriptions on Twitch. Also thanks to, hey, that's my llama, Dave Schmidt, and On What Planet. Oh, God. Looks like they're going to they're restarting their stream, I guess. What the heck? Why is it over? That's weird. All right, we'll stick over here for now. Anyway, that's 8, putting us at 39. I very much appreciate that. Let's look at some super chats. Trump is a cheater. He cheated on his wife, on his golf games, on his taxes, and on occasion he cheats on his elections. There you go. So glad for all you do, David, especially during the presidential nonsense of 17 to 20. If this fat orange goblin runs for president again, we're going to have another long fight on our hands. Isn't that the truth? Do you, the mama grizzlies, should teach transgender? Yeah, I guarantee. I'm not a betting man, but I would bet today Trump says that he will stop teachers from teaching transgender. What that means, we still don't know. Sir, the last time someone in Alaska tried to show folks what a woman is, they got arrested for indecent exposure. My thoughts exactly. I remember when I thought it couldn't get any crazier than Sarah Palin. I know, I remember. In 2008, it was sort of like, there's never going to be a dumber person with a real shot at power than Sarah Palin. And then we were very wrong, very wrong. David, sir, thank you for all you do in the perfectly timed dry humor. Congrats on your beautiful daughter. Thank you, Amanda Lynn. Amandy Lynn. Hello, David and friends. Not sure if the Amazon series The Boys is up your alley, but the new season has been mocking Trump and the white right overtly. Thought you'd appreciate it. It's impressive. I heard it's very good. I have not seen it myself. They switched to Rumble. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Right Side Broadcasting Rumble. I've never seen a Rumble live stream. Let's see what's going on.
Right now on Rumble, our app, and our website. So thanks for making that migration. We'll kind of recap today's stories here in a few minutes.
Okay, all right. So we've got the Newsmax feed, and then we've got the Rumble thing going. So okay, we're gonna do fine. We're gonna do fine. I think we'll be beautifully fine with this rally. Other super chats dumping in. David, sir, you need to make a sound clip of you imitating Trump when he said chocolate cake. I actually, you know what's funny about that? Small Fuzzy Ma sent it to me. I did not think this was funny, but people keep writing to me about that they liked it. Check this out.
He spoke English at all. This is a story I think I've never told a big crowd like this, but I didn't think he spoke English because he wouldn't even say hello. We had a very good relationship until COVID, and then I said, forget it, COVID. That was a step too far, but we did. We respected each other. We respected each other, but I said, President, we're eating chocolate cake at Mar-a-Lago.
Chocolate cake.
Beautiful chocolate cake.
Okay, I mean, I didn't think it was sort of a throwaway, but all right, there was that. That was interesting. RSBN anchor dude just used the words, the stream will end, so you will be forced to switch to these other platforms. That doesn't sound like freedom to me. Hi from the Philippines, the mango capital of the Pacific. You know, one thing I thought about doing, I guess like, hold on, is it mango? So I guess there are like extremely rare and delicious mangoes in, I believe it's Afghanistan. And you can actually order them. I thought about getting some special high-end mangoes and maybe we could try them on stream. Other super chats coming on in. Well, gay Jews boy. Gas prices up, food $2 down. So would you say this is truth? Absolutely. I truly couldn't have said it better myself. That is an absolute, I just can't imagine anything more accurate than that. All right, let me thank people who are currently signing up because I don't want to miss anybody. Chrono Rick just pledged on Twitch, and we have an insane number of people getting memberships on my website. I want to say thanks to Roby Littlefield, as well as Audrey Summa, Robert Jansen, and Jeanette Geisler, all who just grabbed memberships on my website, joinpacman.com. That puts us at 44. And then the following people gifting memberships. Remember, if you want a free membership, just go to davidpacman.com/free membership. And there's a line. I think it's about 325 people right now. But we have a bunch to give away. Ryan Gunter with a gift. Who else do we have here? Desiree DeLong with a gift. David Colabella with another gift. David Colabella with another gift. That's 4. Jason Sickmeyer is 5. Cheryl White is 6. David Colabella is 7. That puts us at 51. 51, if you can believe it. Like on an airplane with the oxygen masks where they say put it on yourself before helping others, get yourself a membership before you start gifting them. That's just my recommendation. All right, let's look at a couple other elements here. Let's see what we've got from the Trump rally. Okay, that may be it here. Let's go over to this next one. Oh, this is where we were. Oh, so they did another prayer at the rally. And as at previous rallies, they do a prayer and they say, our president, Donald Trump.
Father, we thank you for our president, Donald J. Trump.
Okay.
Father, we thank you that you used him for your glory. We thank you for the decisions he made in this country. And we bless him today. We bless his family. We thank you for him. And we join together and ask that you would continue to use President Trump for your glory.
It's not that different to think Trump is currently the president than to think that Jim Jones was really, this pseudo deity that he professed himself to be. I mean, it's all sick. It's all equally sick, in my humble opinion. Juan, who has been gifting some memberships, he called in with a voicemail just now. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Hey, David, it's Juan. I got a question. I was probably fooled, brainwashed, whatever you want to call it, by the right wing.
Whoa.
When
this guy's been a right winger calling in for a while. Has he just been deprogrammed? Is that what happened?
All the riots took place and stuff like that. And I was watching a lot of the right wing stuff, Tim Pool and all these other streamers.
Yeah.
That probably happened because I wasn't very smart.
Whoa.
I don't think when it comes to politics I'm very smart. Actually, I don't think I'm very smart when it comes to a lot of things.
Wow.
My question is, now that I'm watching, for example, your show and Kyle Kalinske and all that, how do I know I'm not being brainwashed by watching that material? Because obviously I don't know how to discern things very well.
Right. This is this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful message. So here's the deal. I encourage people to fact check me, to think for themselves, I will never tell you that I provide any kind of ultimate truth. And that's a big difference compared to a lot of these right wingers. I'm giving you a perspective, and I encourage you to test my perspective. Test it. And the self-awareness, Juan, I mean, congratulations. The people should be coming to me with tears in their eyes and saying, Sure. You have just stumbled upon, you've leveled up epistemologically. Okay? So you have to trust but verify, or use whatever term you want. But I encourage you to see if the things I say are accurate. Don't take my word for it. To go to something totally different, I think this is Eric from Mass calling about math or something. Let's see.
Yeah, hey David, it's Eric from Mass. I'm watching right now. It's Nesara, Jasara, Nesara, or G in the beginning for global. It's a gold-backed currency to get rid of the central banks that have been robbing us from illegal taxes.
Oh, God. So a gold-backed currency is going to get people to go back to their countries, I think is what that woman said. I mean, that's pretty full-on bonkers. I just don't know that I see that as anything that's ever going to happen. It sounds pretty nuts. Thanks to Claudia Valentine for signing up at joinpacman.com. Your new member number 52 today. Also, thanks to Crimson as well as Jay Tandaway for the Twitch Prime subscriptions numbers 53 and 54. Let's look at a couple of other video clips. Here's a very, very strange sort of press conference Trump did in Vegas last night.
Their property is unbelievable. Their cars, as an example, are unlocked to prevent criminals from breaking the windows. Let's just unlock. We don't want the cars broken into. They say, take my car, they say, take my car. And hopefully it'll be returned to me undamaged. How about that? Is that a good way to live? Or no more drop box. The drop box is a...
Okay. Kind of a weird statement to make.
We got drug use down 18% in the White House, with an effort headed up by our great First Lady. She worked very hard on that. Sefa Hyde.
Trump claims he's the victim of a racist prosecutor.
And really mean it. In many cases, however, racist prosecutors should also be vigorously investigated for their brazen violation of federal civil rights laws. It's happening to me with a racist attorney general in New York who campaigned solely on the fact that
she hates orange people.
She would get Donald Trump. I'm going to get him. She knew nothing about me. I said, who is this woman? She crazy? A little bit? No, a lot. It's been going on for years as violent crime got worse and worse and worse.
Man.
A rhino named Mitt Romney.
Here Trump delivers a message of unity.
We have to stop fighting with each other and unify. That was happening during the greatest period, I believe, in our country's history in many ways, just before COVID came in from China, and that's where it came from. Wuhan, came from Wuhan. It can happen again. We were more unified just before that. Everybody was happy.
Was everybody happy right before COVID? I don't really remember it that way. When somebody says not really, it means they want to do it.
And by the way, it continues. They still want to defund the police. You know, they're trying to say, well, not really, not really. When somebody's saying not really, that means they want to do it.
If you want to stop drugs coming into this country, you'll have to do what I say.
If you want to stop drugs coming into this country and therefore stop a major portion of crime, because a large portion of crime is caused by drugs, you'll have to do what I say, and you really have no other choice.
You have no choice but to do what Trump says.
But to do what I'm suggesting you do, and it's got to be done soon. It's got to be done now. Don't wait, because millions of people will die. If you want...
Okay. Couple super chats coming in. Hey, David, take it from me. Not all Travises are weird. What's your opinion on musicals? Are you a Broadway goer now that you're in the city? Well, so I've not gone to any Broadway shows since the pandemic. I'm not the biggest on Broadway. I did see Avenue Q off Broadway. I don't know. It's like on, one of those smaller theaters, like on, off Broadway, maybe it was like high 40s, low 50s. And I saw kind of like a modern Romeo and Juliet, which was okay, but it was like 4 hours long. It's like, I just don't want it. And I can sit and read for 4 hours. I can work on show stuff for 4 hours. I don't need a 4-hour musical. I just really don't. It was a little long. Bay Photo says, I think if Trump announces a 2024 run early, it complicates things for Republicans. However, would it be bad for Dems if Trump announces a 2024 before Biden announces if he won't run again? No, I don't think that really will make a difference. I do think Joe Biden should say soon whether he is running for re-election. You know, they keep saying he intends to. I don't believe he's going to run. And I'm going to talk a little bit about on Monday about why I believe that he should make the declaration sooner than later. Thank you to Mallory Carchia, as well as Stephen Garnett, who just signed up at joinpacman.com using the coupon code INDICT. Also, thank you to Tiffany McLay, Tiffany gifting a membership. And thanks to Simon Reed for gifting a membership, numbers 57 and 58. Appreciate it so much, so much. Use today's coupon code INDICT to save massively at joinpacman.com. As many of you know, we are a viewer-supported program, and every single membership, every single revenue source other than website memberships has been taken away capriciously in the past. Oh God, who's this? Oh, nobody. Okay. We had YouTube Adpocalypse. We had the Facebook fiasco. We had the Twitch termination. We had the Instagram imbroglio, I think is the word I would use. But membership has been the steady source. And so I would love for you to sign up at joinpacman.com. It's super easy. You can type in these coupon codes should be illegal. Like when I type in indict and you must spell it correctly, magical things can happen. Magical things. All right. And we are moments away from Donald Trump here. Let's see what the ambiance is like. Oh, they're doing the wave. Okay. Very, very nice. They're trying to turn our strong babies into femboys and defendors. When will they stop? I know it's truly a tragedy what they are doing. Let's look at a couple other things here while we have time. Palin stuff. Trump won Alaska, but Pillow says votes were stolen from him there.
You all know here in Alaska, over 29,000 votes were stolen from Donald Trump.
Stoled.
So it happened everywhere in our country. And as you all know, I've said it, we have to get rid of the machines and the voting machines.
Yep.
We're doing a class action lawsuit against all machines.
Okay. Very good. You know, I've actually been looking at upgrading my espresso machine. I really have, because I've had the same one now for, let me think here. I've had it for 6 years and it's great, but I've been thinking of upgrading it. But because of the lawsuit against all machines, I don't want it to end up in prison, you know? So I'm holding off on the new espresso machine, at least for the time being. Don't want to do anything too crazy. Okay. Let's look at, let's listen to a couple other voicemails that are coming in here.
Hey, David, I have a quick request. Would you be able to make it where I thought and give you the weather again? Because the teachers seem to have been lost the last couple of weeks. That would be.
Does anybody understand? Understood the word weather. Does anybody know what on earth that was about? Very unusual voicemail. Here's another one.
Hey, David Patman. This is Kevin Dukes from Branson, Missouri. And I just want to say we love your show and everything. I loved your remix this morning or this afternoon about the Donald Trump and the watermelon thing. That was pretty funny, the melon thing. So anyway, I do think that Donald Trump will announce it some.
Does anybody know what that's about? Trump and the melon? I don't know what are people watching? Did I do something about Trump and melon? Mangoes, you think? Oh, you think that was about mangoes? Oh, but that didn't even have anything to do with Trump. The watermelon thing. Damn, I don't even know what's happening on my own show.
I don't know for sure tonight. If he does announce it tonight, I'll be shocked because they've been talking about it on the news and all that.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how that Donald Trump will probably announce it after the election. That's what I've heard. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I just want to know your thoughts. And also the January 6th committee seems like they're getting pretty much a lot of detail and how, like, him grabbing the steering wheel and all that. What do you think of that? And also,
I think it probably happened.
you could give me a shout out or just a shout out to Out on Your Lives. That would be great as well. And
Okay, shouting you out right now. Thank you very, very much.
David, sir, so nice to finally give you a call.
Sure.
I appreciate your show. I have 3 big questions, if you can answer them.
Oh, my God.
First question is, do you think that former President Donald Trump is incriminating himself further by continuing, even to this day, of voluntarily perpetuating that the 2020 election was stolen?
No.
My second question, as a Christian, I'm personally disgusted with the overwhelming anti-Christian actions from the biggest con, Don, and I was wondering, why do so many Christian groups and leaders endorse him and
Because he says he's against abortion.
portray him almost as if he's a gift sent from God?
Yeah.
And then my last question is, do you think they will remove Ketchup from his prison if he gets convicted? Thank you so much, David.
What? I don't even know what that last one's about. Super chats coming in. Zero hope in a post-facts, post-truth world. It's not a coincidence that the most common phrase to start a sentence now is, I feel that. Yeah, I never use that language myself. I'll say things like, based on everything I've seen and read. I try to avoid I feel like unless it's really something that's about feelings. Like, I feel like you attacked me, right? I mean, maybe it wasn't intended as an attack. I feel like you attacked me. I feel like you were condescending. But other than that, I say, based on everything I've read, based on all the information I've reviewed up until this point. Oh, Trump and the wall catch. Okay, I got you. I totally forgot about the ketchup reference. I'd be happy to adopt your espresso machine and defend it with my life. Machines are people too. Well said. If Trump doesn't announce a 24 run, you should play the Curb theme when he's finished. But if he does say he's running, Imperial March all the way. Yeah, I think that's a fair plan for today. I like that idea. All right, we are moments away from Donald Trump in Alaska. He's there just to spite Lisa Murkowski. I mean, he has no business in Alaska. But he's there to attack Lisa Murkowski and support her opponent. I don't even know who it is. I don't even care to look. I'm sure he'll tell us her name. He'll probably mispronounce it, but at least in theory, we'll get some sense of it. Trump pronouncing names is very, very dicey.
I've had more investigations than Jesse James, Billy the Coot, a rhino named Mitt Romney. We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel, Swami Vive Kamanand, Suchin Tendolkar,
Yep.
Virat Kohli.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'll have to research on my own what the woman's name really is. I believe it's a woman from what people are saying in the chat. All right. Thanks to Ad Space Available for the Twitch Prime subscription. You're number 59. I also want to say thank you to Fergal Cosgrave, who just signed up on my website with the coupon code INDICT. Matthew Bork, thank you. And Josh Sampsel, number 61 and 62. People are blowing up the website. It is on fire. Hello from Germany, says Meme Star. World War III more likely to happen if Trump is going to be the next possible president. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't, with all this stuff, it's a big thing now to attack other candidates as warmongers. Like Trump said, Hillary's going to she'll start 5 wars. And it's like, she probably wouldn't. And then Trump said, I'm not going to do anything, but I'm the strongest guy on the military and the strongest guy in general, but I'm not going to get us into any conflicts. Okay. And then Biden's going to start 1 million wars. And of course, Biden has no interest in starting any wars. So I try to kind of take a step back from the World War III type stuff. But through sheer incompetence, Trump could accidentally trigger some horrible conflict. Yeah. Alyssa says, congrats on the new bundle of joy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. A lot happening at once to keep up with. Let's look at a couple other elements here. Let me see. Oh, Ron Filipkowski. Let's see what else he's got. He's got a whole team, I believe, down at the rally. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, no, we already reviewed that. Oh, we might actually be caught up on this stuff, which would be great because the rally's about to start. Yeah, okay. All right, good. I think we're in pretty good shape. I'm pleased with where we are right now. Let's put it that way. If you were, Legend of Alex says, if you're distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. That's Marcus Aurelius. Yeah, Viktor Frankl actually had a similar quote. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Viktor Frankl's quote was, everything can be taken but one thing. To choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Yeah, it's a similar concept from the Stoics. Very much so. Very, very much so. All right, couple other voicemails here.
Hey, David, I was wondering if you noticed during the Trump rally in Alaska, they're using the wave in the crowd.
Yep.
And their tactics, the cameraman's using is he has a wide angle lens on it, and then when he wants to show the crowd without any asking, he zooms in on one corner of the crowd and then pans just a short little bit and then zooms back out slowly, and it looks like, a huge crowd, but I don't think that crowd's that big.
I don't either.
Because from the regular angle, I think you can only see about exact.
It's not a particularly large venue. I mean, it wouldn't shock me for Trump to claim that there's 45,000 people there or something crazy, but it looks sort of like a small college arena, really. Yeah, I think there will probably be more lies than people at tonight's rally. Let's put it that way, and I think we can sort of leave it at that. David, congratulations on the baby. So happy for you, says OGKB Seeker, who has been a beta level member on YouTube for 8 months. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you also to Eyes of the Bluest Skies and Punk on a Bike for the Twitch Prime subscriptions. And I want to also thank Nathan DeJohn and Adam Johnson, who just signed up at my website, joinpacman.com. You can use the coupon code INDICT for a discount. Always available is the coupon code OBAMNA.
Obama.
Yeah, that's a staple of the live streams, I think I would say. Do we want to do a couple more voicemails, or do we want to listen to what's going on at the rally? It's a 5,000 person venue, someone is saying. Okay. That's good for Trump, I guess. I mean, he'll never say there's only 5,000 people. He'll probably say more like 50. The host on the right has a fly collar and a couch pattern jacket. Did he think it was 1976 and not 1776? Oh, I didn't even notice it. Oh, I see. Yeah. No, this guy's got quite a look. It's a distinctive look. I mean, quite frankly, I'm more concerned with the crazy things he says. Let's listen a little bit.
Love my country, and that's all that matters.
It's interesting because all due in June, we spent our time in D.C. several times. 3 weeks straight, we were going back there for Supreme Court stuff. There was nothing but Ukraine flags and pride flags up and down Pennsylvania Avenue.
Uh-oh.
Every business had.
That's horrible, isn't it?
And that's pretty much, I think, pandering to that particular group, saying that we support you, whether or not they do or not. But they're looking to, as a marketing standpoint. So
It's virtue signaling.
it's virtual signaling.
Yeah.
So what I did during July 4th is I said, I hope that every business in D.C. removed those flags and put up the American flag, as they should.
Taking a principled and patriotic stand there, as you guys can very easily tell. They are really hitting the important issues here on right side broadcasting. Really, really major stuff. Let's see a couple of other voicemails. People have been asking whether Whitney has been calling in. She took a break from calling in, and I believe she's back.
So I noticed on my trip to Greece that the the Greek people just like love Italians, and also English people like really, 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 really love English people.
Wow.
And they seem to feel like really rudely about Americans. But what I noticed is that like I don't feel like the affection goes both ways when it comes to Italy and Greece.
Ooh, that's a dicey topic. Then Whitney calling back again.
I don't understand these women who think that their husbands cheat on them, but then they stay with them. Is it like cool? Like maybe somebody like licked ass and got some poop in their mouth, but it's like all right as long as it doesn't happen again.
I think I'm going to get away from that. That's a bit much, I think, for this show today, at least. Yeah. Let's maybe step away from that a little bit. Robert Dalen says, did I see the Rogers Telecom outage in Canada? I did not. That is not something I saw. But I am going to be in Canada for a very strong period of time next month. And I'm going to be counting on internet. So I hope they have it fixed by then. Hopefully Canada's not out of internet for a very long period of time. That would be tragic. I want to say thank you to Carlito Odell, who just signed up at joinpacman.com and is new member number 67. Guys, we're 2/3 of the way there. I say let's just finish it before Trump even comes out, which I believe is happening any moment. Joinpacman.com, coupon code INDICT. It's so cheap, it's almost a crime not to do it. And in fact, I'm talking to the police about whether we might be able to act on that. I did get a haircut. Yes, it had been a very, very long time. In fact, I was even getting a mullet back here. And my hairdresser said, with tears in her eyes, she said, you need a haircut. And I said, that's why I'm here, ma'am. Please, let's do it. We've got to do it. And we did. It took like 4 hours because it was crazy. It was crazy. Tax the church, says Christopher Martin. God should have some skin in the game. Wow. That's a pretty major declaration. I don't even know that I'm really prepared to comment on that. Thanks to Lilica566 for the Twitch Prime subscription, putting us at 68. That's 68% of the way to 100.
Oh,
Yeah, it's different here. And of course, if you come here in January, February, March, I was told that the sun is only up for about 5.5 hours, starting at around 10 to like 1-ish, 2,
He was told.
It would be very hard.
It would be hard to have dark and cold because it will be very cold those months.
Yeah.
It's not cold right now. Right now, it's probably in the 60s, I would think.
It's kind of deceiving, like when this announcement.
It is true. The sunset is 11:29 p.m. tonight in Anchorage. I actually had a little bit of experience with this. As some of you know, I have family in northwestern Spain. And let me see if I can even find this. Map of Europe. Let's see here. Where the hell is this map? Copy image link. Yeah, there's this really interesting thing in Spain, and I hope I get the story correct. So as you can see here, the left side of this, so let me orient you. This is a map of Europe for people who may or may not know. The left side is west-ish, and the right side is east-ish, okay? And from the standpoint of time zones, it gets later and later as you go to the right. And if this part is known to most people in the audience, then I apologize, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Now, as you can see, here is Spain, okay? And Italy is all the way over here. Now, for political reasons, Spain in the Franco era decided we're going to be in the same time zone as the rest of Europe, okay? So it's sort of a little weird because when you look at how far west Spain is relative to Italy, you would be like, well, shouldn't Spain probably be in the same time zone as the UK and Ireland and Portugal? And the answer is yes, it should. So in general, in the summer, the sun sets very late in Spain because they are sort of like one time zone over from where they probably should be for geographical reasons. But then here's like the extra thing, okay? this northwestern part of Spain, this area here, is like extra west. So one of the places that I have family and I'll go with some frequency is right up all the way over here. And they're almost like 2 time zones off from where they should be. And so you get beautiful evenings where the sun, it's not like bright sun, but you have light until like 10:40 maybe, or let's even see, what's the time, the sunset right now? So right now it's 10:14. Yeah, so at like 10:45 you still have some light. I loved it actually. I loved it. It was, it explains why people have dinner so late there. It's not a problem for me. I mean, yeah, the sun comes up later, but who cares? I'm not typically up that early, so it's a great thing. Yeah, who cares? I'm not, guys, I'm not people are acting like David. They can be in whatever time zone they want. I don't care. I'm just telling you what it is. Weird reaction. All right. I want to say thank you to Carrie Stevens for signing up at joinpacman.com. New member number 69. Gifted memberships coming in from Stephanie Cornwell, Jason Sickmeyer. Who else do we have here? Another one from Stephanie Cornwell. Another one from Simon Reed. Thanks to Marshall Bell. Another one from Stephanie Cornwell. And thanks to, and Stephanie Cornwell again. That's 7 more, putting us at 76. Really appreciate that. Very, very much appreciate that. Coupon code is INDICT, and I believe we will get there. Do you think Trump will trash Bannon for agreeing to talk to the J6 committee? I don't believe he will trash Bannon tonight. No, I don't think so. Sir, if the Supreme Court took away abortion rights, what's going to stop them from forcing us citizens to wear audio monitors to make sure we don't utter words the GOP do like? I don't 100% understand, but I don't think that's going to happen. David, sir, isn't Trump just teaching the presidential run without announcing so he doesn't have to follow stricter fundraising reporting rules? That is that's been asserted. Yeah, it's been asserted. Thanks to Robert and Catwoman for the super chats. Very much appreciate that. Few other voicemails coming in here.
Hey, David. It's Nathaniel. I'm calling from Long Beach, and I recently just joined on your live stream.
Thank you.
I was wondering if, since sometimes you cover international news, if you've been talking about the prime minister assassination that happened on Friday with Shinzo Abe.
Yes.
I've just found that to be very interesting, just because there's not a lot of other countries don't have as many guns or a gun culture in the United States. A second one, I don't know if you'll have an answer to this one, but when do you think younger people that fall in line with more of what the people want will eventually make it into office and then finally give people what they want?
Well, they'll be a little bit older, but yeah, no, I'll be covering the Shinzo Abe assassination. That's a major, major story. I mean, that's like if Bill Clinton were to be killed, but even crazier because Japan has so relatively fewer guns. So of course I will absolutely be talking about that. Absolutely. Let's see what else we got here. Sir, did you ever end up going to Alaska? It's beautiful up there. Highly recommend. No, I've still never been to Alaska. I ended up going to Miami instead. And yeah, it was great. But I want to make it up to Alaska. Just gifted 5 more memberships to apologize for and counteract my fellow Alaskans that are MAGA cult Kool-Aid drinkers. Well, thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, and then here's the last gift from Stephanie Cornwell. That's number 77. And I also want to thank, I know, is this name pronounced, is it Joachim? It's like Joaquin, but with an M. Lehman. Signing up with the coupon code INDICT, number 78. I appreciate that very much. Voicemail?
Yeah, sir, what is with the dude on the stream that looks like a crazy version of Ryan Reynolds? Thank you.
Is that this guy? I don't totally see the resemblance, but I guess it might be what's being referred to. I don't know. It must be this guy. One more.
Hey, David, this is Tony. I am calling. I can't tell you, every time I hear Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and so many of these right-wingers, I think about the show that I saw, Hate Thy Neighbor. It's something that you have to pay to see. I think it's only available in, I don't know, Amazon Prime or something like that. But you have to purchase it by the season. But there's an episode that is about white supremacy and white nationalists and, you know, basically Nazis, but they don't like to call themselves Nazis. They're a little funny about that. But I just really feel like that's where we're headed. It would be a really good show for you to watch if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
Sad to see, but it's all about things that are happening right in our backyard.
Sounds interesting. I mean, I'm totally up for checking that out. Why not? Why not?
Hey, David, I got a quick question. I don't know if you're even going to be able to answer, but if the repercussions of this hearing or the justice that follows afterwards is that Trump can no longer run for office, then is he still precluded from that Speaker of the House campaign that we've talked about before?
No, he can still be Speaker of the House as far as I know in that situation. Jack Clark says via Super Chat, John Fetterman made his first public appearance today at a volunteer meeting. He also has some fundraisers scheduled later this month and launched a new ad. That's great to hear. After the stroke, there were questions as to how soon and to what degree would Fetterman get back to the campaign trail. Great to see that he is back. All right, welcome everyone. If you're just joining us, we are moments away, and from these police officers getting kind of wound up, it seems it is imminent that Donald Trump is going to appear and speak. They have him coming out from like a backlit flag in Alaska. Everything about this very strange. Rumor is Trump may announce his 2024 candidacy tonight. We are here live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. I want to welcome the 9,000 people watching on YouTube and the 1,000 people watching on Twitch. I actually have no idea how many people are watching on Facebook. I should look. Let's see. Hey to everybody on Facebook, of course. A beautiful platform. I guess it's called Meta now. The kids call it Meta. Actually, I think the kids just don't use it, to be totally frank. Wow, I can't figure out how many people are watching on Facebook. But welcome to everybody watching on Facebook as well. We have been listening to voicemails. We have been looking at clips of Trump supporters at the event. We have been looking at super chats and everything. And because at this point we are no longer, mincing words, I think is the way I would put it. Today's coupon code is indict. It's a Trump rally, and the coupon code is indict. And if I have to explain that to you, it's probably not the right coupon code for you. This may not even be the right channel. I think my core audience understands why the coupon code would be indict at a Trump rally. And I would love for you to sign up at joinpacman.com. We may be ready to hit 100. Listen to these folks who just signed up. Rochelle Cortez is number 79. Josh Badis is number 80. Jim Little is number 81. Bill Lawrence is number 82. Brian Stewart is number 83. And Frank Olszewski is number 84. We might be able to breach 100 before Trump even speaks, which would be an historic accomplishment. Let's listen to the sounds and the sights. Oh my God, look at Mike Huckabee. Let's listen.
I was just going to ask you, he's back there, he can hear that right now.
I think so. I believe he's arrived.
And I would imagine if he's here, he can hear that chant as well.
Yeah, and he gets excited about it. And like, he'll actually go, I want to go out, I want to go out, I want to go out. Like I think he's here. I actually haven't gotten an official word, but I believe he's arrived.
I haven't got that official word either. I'm assuming he is.
I think he is because he's got to have meetings before the rally.
Sure.
You've absolutely, of course, meetings. How could Trump not show up and have meetings? It is a cult. I mean, the degree to which do we really? I mean, eventually he'll speak, right? Like, oh, there's word. Word has been passed down. Sir is here. Sir,
Sir, sir, sir, sir, sir, sir, sir, sir.
And be speaking before a crowd of millions of people in Alaska. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. David, I sent you an email with regards to my employer Walgreens breaking state wage laws. They had changed policy because of my work with the Rhode Island Department of Labor. Okay, very interesting. Kratos Orion. Thank you. I mean to prevent people from uttering word the GOP don't like. It was in a show where they banned anything sexual or dirty. They monitors to prevent it. I haven't seen the show, but that sounds interesting. That sounds very interesting. A thank you to MZ Frazzled, Unhappy Max, Twerkzilla, and RHAR for the Twitch Prime subscriptions. Guys, that's 88. Francois Lambert, like Beaubert, Lambert, just gifted a subscription, which is number 89. And Sean Schilling just signed up, new member number 90. Guys, I think we can do it. I will give away a free item from my online store to new member 95 and 100. If we can do it, okay? Whoever is number 95, I'll get you a free item from my store, hat, t-shirt, hoodie, whatever, coffee mug, and number 100, okay? 2 free items coming up. Robert Glover is number 91. Okay, who's going to get the free stuff? This should be interesting. There may be a scramble. We could be seeing a scramble any second. Sack of Bonbons, Hossie, and Crudler put us at 94. Okay, so next person will be 95. You get a free item. And then number 100 also gets a free item. Let's see what happens. And will it happen before Trump speaks is the other question. Does the newborn like mangoes? Either way, congrats. Yeah, my 1-month-old daughter likes mango and pepperoni pizza. And the pediatrician said, no, absolutely not. What do you think about Gavin Newsom for president? Could he be the next Bill Clinton of Democrats? I have extensive Gavin Newsom coverage, okay, on the bonus show from last week. Multiple bonus shows. I talk extensively about Gavin Newsom. David, sir, can we hear Trump mispronouncing names? I've got some of them here.
Swami Vive Kamunand. Suchin Tendolkar Virat Kohli. We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel. Obama. I've had more investigations than Jesse James, Billy the Kid.
Yep. Oh, I've even got Trump mispronouncing his own name.
Then he went, Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
Yep. How come he looks as big as Steven Seagal these days? I think the Ryan Reynolds looking guy is the one with the blue baseball cap on. Blue baseball cap? I don't even know on what channel that is. Oh, like right here? Oh, okay. This guy? Interesting. I'll join if the prize is a clone of Willie. Well, I don't have that, unfortunately. I was worried that the Abe assassin could be linked to a Chinese or other country's paramilitary. This could be similar to World War I's start. Does not appear to be the case. All right, guys, let's give away some stuff, okay? New member number 95 is Jordan Clark. Jordan, you get a free item from my online store. Please email info@davidpakman.com to claim it. Okay, next. Brian Crewman is number 96, and Ara Ekmekian is number 97. Okay, so again, free item for number 100. Stephen Prugar is number 98. We're going to get it very soon here. Emily Aaron is number 99. And the free item goes to number 100. Oh, let me look at a super chat first. Trump will be charged with felonies and will not be able to run for any political office ever again. You know, I don't believe that that will happen. I hope that it does, but I don't believe that it will. It's just my opinion. And member number 100 using the coupon code INDICT is Brady Gandy. Brady, congratulations. You can email info@davidpakman.com to claim your prize. We are, oh wow, Manger Poutine. which I will be doing in Montreal very soon, has gifted 5 subscriptions. 619 Plaid, Mercutio Head, Hey on Live, Colors ATK, Loopy, Joey Bag of Donuts have all gotten Twitch memberships. That's 109. Also want to say thanks to Lisa Bradley. Man, I actually don't know that I can keep up with all of these. Jason Sickmeyer, Jeff Adler, Scott Labrie, Stephanie Cornwell, Juan, Lawrence Quardowitz, and Terry Schwerin. Sorry, nope, Tiffany McLay. Oh my God, I can't even give up. David Torres. That's 10. That puts us at 119. Folks, it's happening. Toe says, living in Central Texas, you can't escape the Trump fascists. Thanks for being a breath of sanity. Super congrats on the baby. Thank you, Toe. I appreciate that very much. You have not missed the rally. We're expecting Trump any moment. Dirty Kurda just grabbed a Twitch Prime subscription with the message Obama.
Obama.
Oh, hold on. I did have a couple other things to go over. Oh, yeah. So I guess Mehmet Oz did a campaign ad, and it's just like really noisy.
First, it was AOC endorsing John Fetterman. Next came Elizabeth Warren.
Vetterman.
And we already know he has Bernie Sanders' support. The more extreme radicals to the left have made their choice clear. John Fetterman fits right in with their far
This is terrible audio production.
left agenda, like AOC's Green New Deal and Warren's reckless spending programs, which, by the way, is what got us into this inflation crisis. When America's most extreme liberals are endorsing John Fetterman, it tells you everything you need to know about what kind of senator he would be. Pennsylvania deserves better.
Is this an industrial laundry? It reminds me from the chicken laundry in Breaking Bad. Those are the vibes I'm getting here. Also, this is a very strange angle where Mehmet Oz looks like he's 5'4", but like he has a humongous head. Just everything about this is produced horribly. Horribly. Hey, this is really interesting. And I don't know how much time I'm going to have for this because the event might start. So I haven't seen anything from this Rising show for, it feels like years and years, but I've been told, I've seen a couple clips that people showed me on stream of this woman in the middle, Kim Iverson, who is whacked. I mean, whacked out of her gourd. Anti-vax stuff. I think she spoke at like the anti-vax rally. Completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, just unhinged. And I guess that this new host on the left, whose name I also don't know, I guess she kind of called out these other two. Let's check this out.
What Elliot Page's name was before. I guess we should not say it because maybe that would violate some policy.
It's a dead name. I mean, that's a known thing.
Crazy.
Why is it?
I don't
understand. Why is that any crazier than people change their name? Call me this. Call me this. I prefer to be called.
Right,
by
but
this.
to not even be allowed to acknowledge that you used to have a different name.
What do you need to be able to acknowledge that for? How are you suffering? Where's your harm? Where's your passion?
That person lived as a different person for a long time, decades. And so to say that suddenly we all have to pretend like those decades didn't exist and that person wasn't that person for those decades,
you're not forced to pretend that you.
Okay, the new host, this woman on the left, this is Olayemi Olurin. Yeah, and I like her quite a bit based on what she does here.
Just can't.
I understand.
You just can't say it out loud?
No, you can talk.
Right.
Why are we pretending like that is what's happening here? It's very simple.
This is what's happening.
There's a trans man now, Elliot Page. That is their name. That is the name that they go by.
I said him, and I said Elliot Page.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Their dead name is their dead name. They don't go by that anymore. They find it dehumanizing or diminishing to their personhood to be called that, and that is what it is. It's not uncommon. People change their names all the time, and we use the different names that they go by.
Right, but then if somebody goes, well, who's that? I go, oh, they used to be X. I would fill them in. And you can't do that on social media because of this policy.
Did you get banned from calling Prince even after he changed his name to a symbol? I mean,
It's
that's
not
where
the
we're
same.
Oh, God.
We are comparing apples and vegetables because this is a trans person. We've explained this. The dead name reflects a person, an identity they do not recognize. They find it psychologically harmful to be seen in that way. They've moved on.
I mean, maybe he felt like
Prince really is actually the filter through which we should think of all trans rights. Prince.
Being called
All
Prince
right.
was.
I've explained it. Go ahead. Listen. Go ahead. Go forth smartly. Go.
I think it's not. I think it's a really weird, especially for a famous person.
What happened to this show?
Like a person of some notable public significance to be formally
Robbie Suave
disallowed from talking about some public, and no, we're not saying this is some embarrassing secret that we're trying to spare them from. I mean, no, this is a public. This person was in movies. Was under this name,
it's
under this
obviously
gender
very.
identity.
Let's not listen. For the dad name to trend, for something to trend, people have to be using it massively. It has to be being discussed. Let's not act like we don't know where that comes from. If we know that this is now a trans person, they go by Elliot Page, and there are a large amount of people calling them by their dad name, so much so that it trends. There is a deliberacy in there meant to offend this person because you know they do not go by that anymore. I don't know what is this big.
Well, if anyone was continuing to use it and not using the new name just to be, provocative or mean-spirited, right? I mean, I would use the name the person wants to use now, and I would recognize their gender identity now. I do not think we should be for a public person, for someone who is well known to the people.
Man, talk about belaboring, huh?
For sake of clarity or for sake of biography, to acknowledge that they used to have a different name.
You can acknowledge,
crazy to me to say that we're not allowed to do that.
But do you see how we sat here and we had this whole discussion? We acknowledged that they used to have a different name. We acknowledged that they had this life before that, but we never called them the name.
Well, no, it's tiptoeing around it because of the rule.
It's that simple. You're not allowed. We had the whole conversation. Yes. What is the problem with that? You're not allowed to call somebody by a name that they don't go by anymore. Big deal.
No, it's not crazy. Allowed. We shouldn't.
Guys, it's crazy. How can we even have like a reasonable world? It's crazy, and we need Kim Iverson and Robbie Suave to explain it to us.
Be not allowed to say what a person was for decades.
God forbid you not be allowed to call somebody by something they don't want to go by anymore, because your right to call them what you want to call them.
If Donald Trump decided he just wanted to be called the greatest of all time, we would just move over to that and be like, well, we got to respect his wishes.
It's not the same.
Oh my God, that's like an editorialized. That's not a name. Oh my God, these people.
Y'all continuously y'all are clearly invested in pretending like y'all don't understand the significance.
No, I understand it.
And a dad name. So go ahead. I've already explained it.
All right. Well, we've had this one out. So
wow. Like, do you think these people get paid for doing this? The two on the right. It is shocking to me what's going on here. Wow. Also, this concept of being allowed is an interesting. I don't even know that I want to get into that right now, but okay. I've got one other thing here for you guys. This is, okay, Jordan Peterson thinks the Russian invasion of Ukraine is a civil war with the West over wokeness. Oh boy. Is he defending the invasion here?
On religious issues and then cultural issues pertaining mostly now to the culture war that we seem to be engulfed in, I would say, not only in the West, but in the rest of the world. And which has actually broken out into a real war, because I believe that the war between Russia and Ukraine, or really between Russia and the rest of the West, is a civil war, not just a what would you call it, post-Soviet territorial expansion on the part of the Russians.
What values do you think are at stake there? Like Russia against the West, what do you think it's fighting? Is it liberal values against conservative, or is it something more complicated?
It's more complicated than liberal against conservative. Well, I think the
foreign policy expert, psychologist Jordan Peterson.
The Russians I think Putin has weaponized a certain degree of anti-woke sentiment among Russians. And some of that anti-woke doctrine, let's say, which is more conservative, he may also believe. But minimally, he's managed to use it very effectively on the propaganda front. And
man, I don't know if these bad takes are coming because Peterson stopped eating only meat or because he's eating only meat. I really am unsure what the cause of it is, but it's wacky. Wacky, wacky, wacky. And that's a joke, okay? He's still welcome on my show anytime. I would, of course, be completely respectful to him, just like the last time he was on. We're being hyperbolic, we're being entertaining, but I would respect him as a person if he came on. Just so, because he might be like, well, look, you said, what? He's welcome anytime on the show. Anytime. Okay. Super chats. Could you give us a rundown of garden veggies? My wife and I are growing cabbage, lettuce, bok choy, peppers, carrots, sunflowers. Trump favorite: potatoes, tomatoes. Love the show. Honestly, right now, I don't even know what I have. I've like been away so much, and especially with the baby. Now I'm not even I haven't watered for so long. I've got fennel, snap peas, beets, 2 types of tomatoes, 3 types of hot peppers, purple cabbage, romaine lettuce, celery. I mean, it's like celery is such a boring vegetable, but it's sort of going well. The celery is actually growing pretty well. I think that's it. Yeah, I mean, that's a bunch of stuff. It's a bunch of stuff. So for context, Rhode Island is one of the few states that offer time and a half on Sundays and holidays. I've been emailing the Department of Labor for months with proof of that. My coworkers are happy. Now they owe us back pay. Well done, Kratos. Well done. Very, very good. Good work. Thanks to Brutal for the Twitch Prime subscription. You're number 121 today.
Website, social media for you?
Sure. On Twitter and Instagram, it's Christina_Bob.
Okay. Also want to say thanks to people signing up on the website, and there are a lot of them. Thanks to Tony Bogle, Aaron Archer, Violet DeSantis, Star Stern, Elise Capitula. These are website memberships. Samantha Horton is a new member. Donna DiVincenzo is a new member. And a gift from TD Miller. That's 8, putting us at 129. Really appreciate that, and appreciate everybody who's been signing up. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. No, I didn't. The coupon code is Indict. The coupon code is working. It's a beautiful coupon code. It really is. Let's check in on a couple of voicemails that have been delivered.
Do you think Trump will talk about windmills causing cancer on his rally?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, very powerful light. The noise causes cancer.
Right. Yep. I don't know if Trump will viciously attack windmills today, but he often does. So I certainly would not put it past him. Let's see over on Newsmax's coverage what's going on.
So that just tells you about this great country.
And thank you for being so open and honest about your story and sharing that, because I think that, there are young women out there who are faced with, the decision, and they need to, get that counsel, be it from a pastor or someone who...
Are they doing anti-abortion propaganda on Newsmax now? It seems like they are. It's very, very strange. Very, very strange. All right. We are moments away from what could be one of the most momentous Trump rallies in a while. Rumor has it he may announce his 2024 run, but he may not. I don't know. We will all know very soon. That's absolutely for sure. Let's listen to another voicemail or two. Here's one from the Eggman.
Hey, Dave. Cipollone means giant onion. Shalom.
No. What's the name of those little onions? Cipollini onion? Cipollini, yeah. So you've got your Cipollini onions, and then you've got Pat Cipollone, who was Trump's White House counsel. Two different elements. You cook with one of them, you subpoena the other. Sometimes they're called pearl onions. I think that's true. Why is everyone standing now?
Real quick, I think President Trump is very close to coming out here any moment here, gentlemen, and we see the cameras are up, and we just want to take a moment here as...
Okay. There he is. That's the guy.
Then he went, Donald Trump, yeah, Donald Trump.
Okay. So a very, very exciting day.
Here, taking the stage to a very excited crowd in Anchorage, Alaska, everybody.
In the meantime, thanks to Aftondays and Try Kill Eric, new members number 130 and 131. Super chats coming in. Where do you draw the line for giving guests this platform to spew damaging rhetoric? Great question, Jeff. I've answered it many, many times. My basic standard is, are the ideas of the radical guest getting enough attention that they are worth refuting to prevent them from spreading? And can I be adequately prepared to responsibly platform the bad ideas and make an attempt to either refute them or expose them as stupid or misguided? That's my test. So, I get all these crazy conspiracy emails. David, I figured out that, light bulbs can be used to, cure COVID, and I want to be interviewed. It's an insane, radical idea, but nobody's really following it, so it's not worth refuting. Along other lines, if it's an area that I am just not well enough equipped to do the refutation, I will also pass. But if I can responsibly platform radical ideas, I will do so, and I will attempt to refute the bad ideas. That's basically my standard. I want to say thank you to Chris Tartaglia, number 132 today. I appreciate that. What happened to Jimmy from Philly? I almost miss his screeds. No idea. No idea. Let's listen. Let's see how the audio is over here.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, how many people will Trump claim are at the rally? I'm going to take a 5 now that Trump's here, refill my water, and I'll be back.
Thank you, and I want to say a very big hello, Anchorage, hello. And I'm thrilled to be here with the very proud, hardworking patriots of the great and very beautiful, I'm flying over that, it is very beautiful state of Alaska. Beautiful. I've heard for years there's no place more beautiful, and I agree. I just saw some things that you don't see in normal places, I'll tell you. And this is not a normal place when you have a lousy senator like Murkowski. But we're going to do something about that. We're going to do it. That's why. And as you know, I'm here for 2 reasons: to support great candidates and to fulfill my promise to Alaska that I was going to come here. You know that, right? Fulfill my promise. You voted for me twice, and I won in a landslide both times, and now I'm voting for you. That's why I'm here. I'm voting for you, Alaska. And also, as you probably read or heard, my grandfather spent a little time in Alaska. You know about that. And he loved it, actually. 4 months from now, the people of this state are going to re-elect your terrific governor, Mike Dunleavy. We like Mike. A good man. I've been with him, and he's been with me from the beginning. And you're going to fire your rhino senator. She's worse than a rhino, Lisa Murkowski. She is the worst. I rate her number 1 bad, and we have a couple of real bad ones, but she's by far the worst. We'll go over that. You want to go over that? We'll go over that in a little while. But you're going to elect a wonderful woman, a conservative warrior, Kelly Shabaka. I think they like you, Kelly. They like you. And you're going to send the great, legendary Sarah Palin to the U.S. House of Representatives. Thank you. Incredible woman. You know, just quickly on Sarah, early on, 2015 actually, and I was running and people didn't really know too much about me other than business stuff, and I said, let's run because we got to straighten out the country. We did a hell of a job, by the way. But Sarah was hot as a pistol and everybody wanted her, and that they just wanted that endorsement, and she was with somebody else, and I figured that was that, but that's all right. But Sarah came out of nowhere and she said, the one I like best is a guy named Donald Trump. So Sarah, I'm here to say I like you best. I know your opponents, and I like you way better. You're great, Sarah, and I appreciate it. And I won't forget, we're going to end crazy Nancy Pelosi's political career once and for all. You could take the 5 worst presidents in American history and then put them all together, mix them all up, and they would not have done the incredible damage that Joe Biden has done to our country in less than 2 short years. 2 years. The contrast between the Trump administration's amazing success, and even the other side says we got to hand it. And as you know, last week we had a lot of success in many ways in a place called the Supreme Court. You saw what happened? Ronald Reagan fought and tried to do it, and everybody did. But 4 things came down last week on guns, on religious liberty, on the environment, and Roe v. Wade. That was a big week. They've been trying on all of that, but they've been trying for many, many decades. And we got it done. The contrast between the Trump administration's amazing success and Joe Biden's breathtaking failure could not be more stark. So let's look at the facts. I got gasoline down to $1.87 a gallon. And they have it at $5, $6, $7, and even $8 a gallon, and it's going higher. I gave you the largest tax cuts and regulation cuts in American history. The radical Democrats are working like hell to impose the largest tax hike by far in American history. You do know they're looking to raise your taxes by a lot to pay for the Green New Deal. You know, based on the Green New Deal, remember they started at 12 years. You only have about 7 years left. I don't think anybody's too worried, right? You can worry about nuclear warming, but you can't worry about the global warming. The global warming, they said the other day, I heard somebody, that the oceans are going to rise 1/8 of an inch over the next 300 years. We have bigger problems than that. We'll have a little bit more beachfront property. That's not the worst thing in the world. And they're working feverishly to pile on more regulations at levels never seen before. Under the Trump administration, we had the greatest economy in the history of the world with no inflation. No inflation. And before the plague came in from China, we had numbers that nobody's ever seen. Then we did a hell of a job, never got credit for that. More people died under Biden, you saw that. And the job we did with COVID, or as some people call it, to be more accurate, the China virus. But we did so much in terms of therapeutics, and a word that I'm not allowed to mention, but I'm still proud of that word. Because we did it, we did that in 9 months, and it was supposed to take 5 years to 12 years. Nobody else could have done it, but I'm not mentioning it in front of my people. But someday we're going to have to all sit down and have a little talk. But you know what? We did a hell of a job. Biden created the worst inflation in 40 years and going higher. It's going much higher, which is costing families nearly, think of this one, $6,759 a year. Bigger than any tax increase ever proposed by anybody. That's numbers like that are unthinkable in terms of a tax increase, but that's what you're paying your price for inflation. And we had no inflation. We had it down so good. And you know what caused the inflation? The energy. When the energy started rocketing up, everything else went up. We created 7 million new jobs. We had a record 164 million people working, far more than now. We achieved the largest poverty reduction in 50 years. We lifted 7 million people off of food stamps, and we lifted 10 million people off welfare. 10 million people off welfare. Under Biden, there are still 4 million people who have not returned to the labor force. Real wages are just absolutely collapsing, especially when you add inflation. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And the misery index, did you ever hear of the misery index? It's real. Is soaring to heights that we've never seen before. The misery index. That doesn't sound too good. I rebuilt our military, including nuclear capability and the creation of Space Force. And in your case, I can say it, much of it has come to a place called Alaska. Did you ever hear of it? Much of it. Much of that military has come to Alaska. They surrendered our strength and our effort and all of the blood, sweat, and tears. What they did in Afghanistan, it was the greatest humiliation in the history of our country. And remember, I got it down. I wanted out. We would have gotten out with strength and dignity. We would have taken the military out last, not first. Not one soldier was killed in the last 18 months in Afghanistan. I met with, through the telephone, a couple of times, Abdul, the leader of the Taliban. And the fake news is saying, why did you speak to the leader of the Taliban? I say, who else am I going to speak with? That's the one. And I said, Abdul, don't do it. Don't do it. They were killing a lot of our people. The snipers. I said, don't do it, Abdul. Don't do it. He said, much tougher than that, but I don't want to do it now. I'm not in the mood to do it now because every time I think of this subject, you get sick to your stomach. But you know what? We didn't lose one soldier in 18 months, and then we withdrew, and we lost a lot of soldiers, 13, but it's 13, and they never talk about those soldiers that have been horrifically wounded. Just incredibly, with the arms and the legs and everything else. We created, think of it, that Afghanistan thing, as bad as they were doing on the border, and there's never been a country, in my opinion, any country, third world, fourth world, no country's ever done worse on a border than we've done. But when the Afghanistan thing happened, that was the end. That was the biggest embarrassment in the history of our country. Think of it, 13 dead, many wounded, $85 billion of the finest military equipment in the world left behind. You know, they are now the largest arms dealer in the world. Did you know that? I read the other day they're the largest arms because they're selling it. They don't need 700,000 rifles and guns, so they're selling a lot of them. 71,000 trucks and vehicles. You know what? There is not a car company in the United States that has any inventory of 70,000 bicycles, automobiles. These are 70,000. Many of them are armor-plated, the most expensive things you've ever seen. 70,000 trucks and vehicles we left behind. And think of that, though, 700,000 rifles.
How many lies have I missed?
Binoculars, the best night vision. They didn't fight in the night because they can't see now. They can fight at night. Better than what we have because they have the brand new version. Airplanes, tanks, helicopters. They gave one to Russia. They gave one to China because they haven't been able to catch us on helicopters, but now they're taking it apart and they'll be able to do it also. That was the worst humiliation we've ever had. We created the safest border just 2 years ago in U.S. history. We had the safest border. Now we have the worst. We ended catch and release. We deported record numbers, thousands and thousands of illegal alien gang members. We got them out.
I don't think I've ever seen this strong a presence for Blacks for Trump at these events, and it's in Alaska, no less.
2.5 years of horrible litigation, all inspired by the Democrats, many of them in Congress. We won them all, 11 different cases. We won them all. And we started, and we did a great job with that. That's one of the reasons our numbers were so low. Plus, Mexico gave us 28,000 soldiers for nothing. You know why they gave us the soldiers? Because they said, if you don't, we're going to tariff all of your product coming into the United States. And they said, we would love to give you 28,000 free soldiers. We would love, Mr. President, to give you. Would you like some more? We'll give you some more. I said, I don't think we can fit anymore. We had 28,000 soldiers, Mexican soldiers, and they were great. And the president's a great guy. He really is. He's a great guy. A little different persuasion. He's a socialist, but he's a great guy. But he was very nice. And we set records like nobody's ever seen. Nobody can even believe our numbers. 3 weeks was all it would have taken to finish that extra section of the wall. They didn't want to do it. Not only didn't they do it, they took the pieces away so that Texas and Arizona couldn't use them. The border was the best and safest in U.S. recorded history. And they have...
Is any of this true?
Now, you have the worst border in history. Biden and the radical left have turned calm into chaos, competence into incompetence, stability into anarchy, prosperity into poverty, and security into catastrophe. And instead of energy independence, you know, we were energy independent a year and a half ago.
Imagine flying all the way to Alaska for a completely absurd speech, and then your mic has feedback the entire rally.
For energy. You see what they're doing? He's going to Saudi Arabia to ask for oil. He didn't like Saudi Arabia. I did. I always liked him. But he didn't like him. Now he's going there and he's asking for oil. Please give us energy. How about last week? Thousands of barrels of oil. You know where it's going? To China. And it comes out of these strategic reserves that I built up. 75 million barrels of oil we put in there at low numbers too, when it was nice and low. The election was rigged and stolen, and now our country is being systematically destroyed. Yesterday we got big news out of the great state of Wisconsin. Did you see it? The Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled that widespread use of ballot drop boxes, I call them unlock boxes because they unlock them. No more drop box. The drop box is illegal. I said, illegal? So they said it was illegal. So what does that mean? I know what that means. You all know what that means. How about some of these boxes come in? 100 votes for Biden, none from Trump, none. We got. They couldn't even give me.
Oh, God. Uh-oh. All right, let's switch over here.
None. We got. They couldn't even give me one. That's why they're called unlock boxes. Just as I've said all along, the use of these unmanned, unsecured drop boxes was never authorized by the state legislature, but partisan radical Democrat officials simply did it anyway. They just put these boxes all over the place, and then they dumped them. In other words, they systematically violated the law to rig the 2020 presidential election. So now in Alaska, we didn't have to worry about it because we won by so much, you know.
And what happened? Dumps.
We didn't worry about it, did we? I ran twice, I won twice, I did much better the second time than I did the first, believe it or not. Getting many, many millions more votes than we did in 2016. And likewise, getting more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country by far. And now, with the approval of the great people of Alaska, we may have to do it again.
It's funny when he says more votes than any sitting president. It's like, well, when you consider the population of the U.S. has been growing and growing and growing, it would make sense that over time, candidates would set records for getting the most votes. And Biden got like 8 million more.
the most urgent tasks for the Republican Party this November, because you have the votes, you're going to win. You're going to win. But you have to make sure that you watch the voting and the ballot counting. Because Kelly and Sarah, your governor, they're going to win, but you got to watch the ballot counting. The Democrats have proven, unfortunately, that the vote counter is far more important than the candidate. Does that make sense to you? You know, that's an old expression used by a very powerful man. I won't even give you his name because we don't need that name thrown out. They'll say, Trump admires him. No, I don't admire him. But he said the vote counter is far more important than the candidate.
Was that Mussolini?
When we win, a top priority for the Republican Congress must be to end the nightmare Joe Biden has created on our southern border. Every day, the radical left's open borders policies are getting innocent Americans killed. A few months ago, an illegal alien in Florida was charged with violently beating to death a 74-year-old woman.
This reminds me of this incident.
And incredible, these people don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
They found her in a shallow grave. Last year, an illegal alien in Chicago walked into his neighborhood home and executed a person at point-blank range while his family was nearby and watching. And just this week in Richmond, Virginia, 2 illegal aliens were arrested for a plot to conduct a brutal mass shooting at a 4th of July celebration. And you saw what happened on the 4th of July with the other maniac.
Yeah, the Trump guy.
Radical Democrats have turned our country into one giant sanctuary for dangerous criminal aliens. In the Republican Party, we believe our country should be a sanctuary for law-abiding citizens who love America like we do. Like we do. As we restore the rule of law in our borders, we must also restore law and order to our streets. All Democrat run, you know that. It's one thing they have in common, Democrat run. Under Joe Biden last year, murders hit the highest rate in 25 years and probably much more than that. They don't go back any further. And this year it's going much, much higher. We're at a clip that nobody's ever even imagined before. Under a Republican Congress, we should pass emergency funding to hire thousands more police officers. We love our police officers. I just met some of your police officers backstage. We took pictures with them. They are the best-looking human beings, I hate to say it, I've ever seen. They look like...
Could the audio be any worse?
They look like Tom Cruise, only better. But we want thousands more police officers in communities nationwide to put violent criminals behind bars and keep them behind bars and send them the hell out of our country and back to their country when necessary. And we're going to tell our politicians to leave our police alone, let them do their job, give them back their respect. They know what to do. We have to allow them to do it. Right? Instead of targeting Republicans, conservatives, Christians, and patriotic parents, the Biden administration should try going in and dismantling the street gangs and deadly cartels that are occupying our beautiful cities. And instead of taking guns away from law-abiding Americans, we should try taking them away from violent felons and career criminals, Rachel. And enforcing existing federal statutes to get them in jail or bring them back where they belong in their own country. Get them the hell out of here and have them be looked at very carefully. We don't want them back. You know, they had a very hard time coming back into our country when we got them out. You know, the problem was that you'd have the gangs, right? You'd have all these horrible gangs that they'd come from, in some cases, Mexico, but Guatemala.
Do we know why Trump's right eye is swollen almost completely shut?
Counted last week of people that came illegally, 141 countries. But we couldn't bring them back to those countries. They wouldn't take them. This was under Obama. You couldn't bring them back. They wouldn't take them. So Border Patrol, who are phenomenal people, and ICE, all these guys, these are phenomenal, brave, incredible people. But they were told you can't bring them back because the countries wouldn't take them. The countries wouldn't take them. So they don't want the gang members back. They don't like people that kill people. So
Yep, Super Chat and others correctly pointing out this particular guy here in the white shirt that says Blacks for Trump, he travels to the rallies. He's been at rallies all over the country. Alaska's not that close.
And would have to fly him back. So I said, how much do we pay those countries, the three primary countries, right? How much do we pay them? And they said about $750 million a year. I say, inform them that we are stopping payment, no more payment. No more payment. By the way, they've been working on this problem for 10 years. This one took me about 3 minutes to think of. I said, inform them we're not making any more payments because they're not treating us with respect, which now nobody's treating us with respect. And the next day, I got a call from all three presidents of those countries, and they basically said the same thing. They said, sir, you've stopped payment to our country. Why? Because you're not treating our country with respect. You're not taking in your gang members that left your country. Probably you pushed them out of your country into the United States, to be more exact. I said, if you don't take them back, we're not going to make the payment. But, sir, why didn't you call me? We'd be honored to take them back. We would love to have MS-13 back. They're such wonderful people. Please, sir, send MS-13 back into our country. We love them very much. And from that point on, we had no problem.
Yeah, people asking how long this might go. With how far Alaska is, I think Trump's going to try to get his money's worth, and he might go a very long time.
It's ridiculous. So they were getting like $750 million. And I heard the other day that Biden wants to make it $4 billion. I said, no, you make it less, not more. So I think they're going to pay $4 billion or something like that to these countries. So you're going to have a lot of rich presidents, dictators, and others. It's so stupid. What we're doing in our country is so stupid. If you want to make our country safe for violent criminals, vote for the radical, crazy Democrats. If you want to make it safe for your family, your children, and for law-abiding Americans, you must vote Republican and do it quickly and get Murkowski out of here because she's not a Republican.
Civil war.
Our country doesn't win anymore. We don't win with our military, with education, with trade, with anything. Although I won. I knocked out ISIS. We got 100% of ISIS gone. Remember al-Baghdadi, the founder of ISIS? How are you, al-Baghdadi? He's not around any longer. They've been looking for him for 20 years. No, ISIS is 100%. We have great military. We have phenomenal military. Remember General Raisin Kane? Did anybody ever hear that story? General Kane? Anybody know General Kane? You know, not the television generals. They're not the good ones. They're terrible. But the generals that really fight, General Raisin Kane. I went to Iraq, and I wanted to get rid of ISIS, and I couldn't understand because a couple of our television generals said it was going to take anywhere from 2 to 3 years. I said, you mean we have the most powerful military in the world, and I was rebuilding it at a level that they've never seen before. And why would it take 3 years to do this? This should go quickly. They said, sir, it'll take 3 years. I said, I don't think so. That was General Mattis. He said, it will take 3 years. And I said, I don't think so. We're spending all this time. So I went to Iraq with the First Lady, and I said, First Lady, I think these guys know how to fight. We landed. But before we landed, I don't know, we're flying in Air Force One.
They landed. That's crazy that they went there and landed.
And they said, sir, could you please close your shades? I said, I'm president. You should close them, but I'll do it. Don't worry about it. There's a lot of shades in there. You know, you'll be... And then they said, sir, we're going to be turning off the lights in the plane. I said, what do you mean? It's going to be dark in the plane. You won't be able to see it all. We won't have any light. I say, that's not good. Why are you doing that? Because we're flying into Iraq. Now, we've been there for 20 years. We can't even land a presidential plane there, right? We're flying into Iraq. It's dark. And I love these pilots. These are the best pilots in the world. You know, when you fly Air Force One, you got to be like seriously good. If you're looking for a pilot,
right,
and you're willing to pay a ridiculously high price.
If you have a private plane like Trump, he could recommend some pilots.
It's like a pyramid, right? Like the golfers, you know, you get the guys, these guys are good. So I go up and I want to watch, if I see on that plane, you actually go up. You have to go up a floor. And I want to watch the landing. So I go up and I sit down, two handsome people, and the place is loaded with these fantastic, like movie stars. Everyone's a movie star. And they say, how are you, sir? I say, how we doing? Good. We're landing in 10 minutes, sir. I said, this plane is so dark, I can't see anything. They don't even have the controls practically at night. It's like dimmed. And I'm going on 5, 6, 7 minutes. And then I hear the speaker. It's from a computer, the voice of a computer. Only a pilot would know. It goes, 1,000. That means 1,000 feet.
Wow.
Then it goes 900, 800, 700. And I'm saying, hey, Captain, I don't see any airport in front of us. You know, we're coming in at like 400 miles an hour. We're going very fast. I said, why are we going so fast? You know the reason, right? It's harder. The faster you go, the harder it is. So I said, Captain, where's the airport? Sir, no problem. I'm saying, all right.
Is Trump's brain falling out right now?
400, 300, 200, and I'm saying, oh. And I have these guys, they're cool as a cucumber. I said, Captain, you sure we're all right? Yes, sir, it's right ahead. There's no light. And we end up landing like perfect. It's like genius, okay? And I go, oh my God.
He really has a way with words and just weaves together these stories with such vivid imagery and language.
We made it, Ron. It's just like you made it all the time with that slap shot. But we landed. I said, great job, Captain. There was no problem.
Yeah.
But I
really feel like I'm there, yeah, as he tells it.
Boy, that's how good they are, though. It's incredible. It's brilliant. So we landed, the doors open, and there's a general waiting outside with another general and a staff sergeant or a drill sergeant. This guy, you had to see this guy with a crew cut. I'm going to have my hair cut like that. If I could thicken it up a little bit. This guy's like a flat. You could eat dinner on the top of his hair. This guy's the best looking human being. All of them. I don't know. Where did they get these people? It's like this crowd. Look at this crowd. Everyone's good looking.
Oh, man.
Do they have any bad-looking people in Alaska? It's okay.
I guarantee you there will be people who leave this and go, man, Trump's such a good speaker. That was amazing.
Higher in history. This guy, does anybody ever buy? Do you have to be I want you to do all of my ad buying. I could multiply it times 10 for the same price. No, but so we land and the door opens and I walk down and they have these two generals and the sergeant and
what was
some
the
other
point
soldiers.
of the story?
Everybody's great. And we land in this incredible airport that took, billions and billions to build years ago. And I go in and they said, would you like to go to sleep? I said, no, thanks. Let's go to work. I'd rather not sleep. Other people sleep. I don't sleep. So we go in. And I said, what's your name? He said, Kane, sir. My name is Kane. I said, that's a nice name. What's your first name? Raisin. I said, wait a minute. Let's get this straight. Sarah, I said this. So your name is Kane, but your first name is Raisin. So your name is Raisin Kane. Yes, sir. And he didn't say it like a wise guy. He just didn't know what it was even. Why was I questioning it? I said, your name is Raisin Kane. I think I'm going to like you a lot. That's what I want. I want a Raisin Kane, right? So
it's got to be high as a kite, right? I mean, what other explanation is there here? Or it's satire.
How long would it take you to knock out ISIS? Because General Mattis and some of the others are saying 3 years. 3 years a long time. He said, we can do it in 3 weeks, sir, maybe less. I said, what? I said, Raisin, tell me that again. 3 weeks and we'll have time left over, sir. I said, how would you do it in 3 weeks? Well, I never liked what they did, sir. I said, why didn't you tell them? I said, that's not our job. I'm a soldier, sir. When they come in, they tell us what to do. We do it. We don't tell.
This is an endless story. I mean, it's meandering. It goes nowhere.
Right? You know, I can understand it, but not that much. I said, you didn't want to get into like an argument. I would have had an argument, and I would have never been a general, I guess, right? But I said, so what would you do different? Well, sir, we only attacked them from this base, and this base is very, very far away from where they are. So by the time we got our airplanes over there, we have to bring them back because they get low on fuel. We could only be in fight for a very short period of time. Sir, I'd attack them from 7 different locations. We have bases all over, smaller than this. Some of them are portable. He called them portable bases or something like that. I said, so what would you do? Sir, I'd hit him on the left. I'd hit him on the right. I'd hit him in the fucking center, sir, right?
Oh, man. Whoa, edgy. Edgy, huh?
And we will bend men.
Man, remember when Trump swore at the rally? That was so great.
But, sir, I'd hit him hard. I'd hit him really hard. I'd hit him from all over. And we have a lot of planes, sir. We have all these bases we could take off. But they only wanted to use this one. This is the furthest away. And it was not good. Not good. I said, why didn't they use the other bases? Politically correct. They didn't want to offend other countries. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? And he was being respectful and nice to the people that he reported.
Political correctness was why they didn't use the bases.
For so long, 21 years. 21 years, it was enough, the endless wars. So I said, so General, you can do it in 3 weeks. I think less, sir. I said, I'm going back to Washington. I'll give you a call. So I call him up. I said, General, are you sure you can do it like that? Absolutely, sir. It'll be over very quickly. I said, go to it, General, go to it. And...
Right. Genius, huh?
And in a very, very short period of time, that was the end of ISIS, 100%. Do you remember I knocked out 98%? I said, all right, let's bring them home. I want to bring our people back home. They don't even want us over there. Why isn't Iran fighting ISIS? Why isn't Russia fighting ISIS? Why aren't all these other countries over there, Syria? Why aren't they fighting? Why are we the ones doing it? And they were enemies of them. They hated them more than we do. So why are we always doing it? Like with Ukraine. We put up $60 billion, and Europe put up 5, 6, okay? We are just, we're led by fools. We're led by fools. We had it going so good. But it was done. And then I got a call, sir, give me the final order. What does that mean? I said, there are a lot of them in a certain area. They all got together. I said, we're gonna do something about that. They said, we gotta go after him, sir, get him, knock him out. Just tell us when, we'll knock him out in a matter of minutes. These are human beings. I mean, would they like to surrender? You know, I said, he said, sir, they don't know what the word surrender means. I said, these are human beings. He goes, no, sir, they're animals. These are animals. These aren't human beings. These are animals, sir. And he said, look, you know, I mean, I did nicely in the real estate business. I'm saying, now I gotta do this. And it's a hard thing to give an order like that. He wanted that order. And I said, why don't you fly the planes back and forth over him, all over the place, scare the shit out of him? He said, sir, that's not gonna have any impact. They don't scare so easy. So I said, look, give it 3 days.
By the way, the question was whether he prefers breast or thigh when he has chicken.
Sir, just give us the order. It didn't work, did it? No, it didn't work, sir. I said, go ahead and do it. We knocked out 100% of ISIS in a period of 3 years. And then we took out, right? We took out the leader of ISIS who was trying to form it again. Remember, you'd always see the picture of this guy with a fan behind him, right? They were looking for him for 20 years, but we knocked him out. Remember Conan the dog? Conan became a bigger hero than me. You know that Conan, and this is okay, Conan got more credit for that than I did.
They treated him like a dog.
I didn't get credit for anything. Except with the people I get credit because they understand it.
Would it shock you to know the whole story was on the prompter?
And then Soleimani, who's the father of the roadside bomb, who killed so many people and maimed. Whenever you see somebody walking around with no legs, a soldier, no arms, blown to pieces, that's Soleimani. 90% of it was Soleimani. More than that, from Iran, knocked him out. Al-Baghdadi, Soleimani. And we were respected. I want to tell you, when I told you I spoke with Abdul, he was calling me Your Excellency. Yes, Your Excellency. No, Your Excellency. I said, Abdul, don't do it again. But why, Your Excellency, do you send me a picture of my house? Why?
Can you imagine? If you see someone walking around with no legs, it was probably Soleimani. What?
Alaska, you have some critically important elections coming up, starting with the primaries of August 16th. So, by the way, I do want to thank our soldiers because we have the greatest in the world, okay? I didn't want to give you a long story, but you know, every once in a while, because you see we look like fools all over the world with the Afghan, you know, we would have left, but we would have also, we would have kept our big airfield.
Are people leaving?
Right, Bagram. It's 1 hour away from where China makes their nuclear weapons. We gave it up. Billions and billions of dollars it cost many years before. Billions. Longest air runways, most powerful runways. They can handle anything. I think they're 8 feet thick of concrete and steel. We gave it up, and now I believe China is occupying it. Can you even believe this stuff? They gave that up. So it's a very big embarrassment. Our country has never been like this. We've never been so disrespected. We're being laughed at all over the world, and I wish I didn't have to say that. I wish I wouldn't even be up here. I wish we had a country that was respected and doing great, because I don't get any thrill in saying what I'm saying, but everybody knows it. We have the lowest approval rating in history. We are the least respected we've ever been.
The opposite is actually true.
And pay our respects to Prime Minister Abiy, because he was a great man. He was a great man. We had a great relationship with him. He would have been our friend if we needed him. He was a great man. This is your precious chance to dump the horrific rhino senator, Lisa Murkowski, who's worse than a Democrat. She's worse than a Democrat. And how Sullivan doesn't come out and denounce her is amazing to me, I'll tell you. He called me up. He was 8 points down, and then I endorsed him, and he ends up winning his race. How he doesn't denounce Lisa Murkowski for what she's done to this party and to your state. Murkowski has been in the Senate for 21 years. Her father held the seat for 21 years before. She's a total creature of the Washington swamp, but much worse than that. And a tool of a corrupt establishment, the likes of which we've never seen. The fake news media loves her. That's in itself. And one of the most destructive two-faced rhinos, she betrayed the Alaska voters. She wiped out Anwar. Do you know that Anwar is the biggest site? Maybe Saudi Arabia, maybe not. You had the biggest site. Ronald Reagan tried this. Did you know that, Mike? Ronald Reagan tried endlessly to get it, couldn't do it. Nobody could do it. The Bushes, you know, they don't try so hard. The Bush. They're Bush. What do? They don't try. They're Bush. They've been lost for a long time. So they didn't try that hard, but they tried. But they all tried for years, decades and decades they tried. They couldn't get it. I got it. And Lisa Murkowski approves a person that in the first day of office wipes out Anwar. Now, Lisa Murkowski could have said, I'm not going to vote for you unless I have assurances of Anwar for Alaska. They would have been paying you taxes, okay, if you had that. The biggest site probably in the world.
Right.
And it was wiped out in one day by Lisa Murkowski's approval. She had the final vote. She could have made a deal, could have done something. Just remember, she did it. Because I know what's going to happen. You have that ranked choice crap voting. If you're in fifth place, you get points. If you're in third place, you get points. How many people? All right, Sarah Palin won, but we had a couple of people in second place. We're going to give them the victory, right? You know? You got to watch that. This is really horrible what's going on with our elections. So-and-so had 5 votes for 5th place, so we're going to give them the victory. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you know who got it put in? Lisa Murkowski got it put in. Because she knew, just look at the polls, she knew she could not win a straight-up election. So she went for crazy rank choice.
It's really not crazy, actually. We've talked about it a couple dozen times.
Said you won the election. It's a total rigged deal, just like a lot of other things in this country. Murkowski repeatedly voted in favor of amnesty for illegal aliens, and she voted against allowing funding for the border wall. How was that one? Good? This is what I had to fight against. She opposed Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation to the Supreme Court. He just gave you the most important vote you've ever had. But she was against him. She voted to approve Joe Biden's radical left justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson, the most far left justice in history by a factor of about 6. In fact, I saw where she was bragging. She said, in all the years I've been a judge, I have never once voted in favor of Trump. I've never made a decision in favor of Trump. Suchin Tendolkar, Swami Vive, Kamunand. To say that, but she's the most radical judge and the most radical left judge. Either way, the most radical left. And who approved her? Lisa Murkowski approved her. Murkowski voted to support taxpayer-funded late-term abortions. 9 months, the baby can be born, like in Virginia. Remember the governor of Virginia? The baby's born, and then we'll sit down with the mother and find out what we want to do with it. Remember that guy? Well,
that was
that's
fake.
basically what they're approving.
That didn't exist.
That's basically what they're doing. And Murkowski voted in favor of it. Murkowski voted to support Joe Biden's gun-grabbing attack on the Second Amendment. I think the people of Alaska, Sarah, is this correct, Kelly? I think they want their guns. I think they like the Second Amendment.
Obviously not at this speech. That'd be crazy. It'd be dangerous, but elsewhere.
It's like the fake news. Look at all them back there. Look at all those cameras. Oh, the fake news. You know, they said President Trump is very close. It's too close to call in Texas. This is before the election. Polls were showing me even. And Texas guys were saying, I don't know about you, but I know Texas, and he ain't even in Texas. So they're against guns.
It was the closest result in Texas, I think, in something like 30 years. Maybe more.
So,
okay.
So they said that before the race, they said, no, Texas is too close. You can't know. It's going to be a very close race. It's going to be very. Everyone's saying, what do you mean close race? How can you be against oil and guns and God, and it's going to be a close race? That Trump's going to win it by a lot. Anyway, but the press says that because if they can cheat, people aren't going to be so surprised. Does that make sense? You can't have a 20-point lead and then win. Okay? You can't do that where all of a sudden you then lose. So what happens is they say, oh, it's going to be very close. And I keep hearing this, and yet I'd go and would have crowds like this. By the way, you set a new record today in the history of Alaska.
Right. 6 million people at the speech.
Do you know what's outside? Do you know how many people are outside? Would anybody like to leave now and let some of the people outside come take it? Well, we set up some screens outside, but there are thousands of people outside. But this is a new record. The arena owner said this is a record that will not be beat.
Oh, God.
But a bigger record is what's outside. So anyway, so let's finish. So Texas. So you know the way on election night, if you have a really insurmountable lead, they'll call it early, right? But they can never call it until the doors close. So the doors close at 8 o'clock, like Eastern time. So the doors are closed. And here's the, ladies and gentlemen, the voting has stopped in Texas. Donald Trump has won the state of Texas. I mean, meaning you won by so much that they called it immediately. And I listened for 3 months as these crooked people back there were saying how close this was going to be. And this was true with other states, too. This was true with other states, too. The fake news. And, of course, Lisa Murkowski sided with the radical Democrats in the second impeachment hoax, and she voted to sham. And now think of this one.
They shammed him.
She voted for the Unselect Committee. Do you like that name, Unselect Committee? I'm very proud of it. These are the same people that gave you the impeachment hoax number 1.
Yep.
The impeachment hoax number 2.
They voted to sham. That's crazy.
Although after 2 years, they did come out with a conclusion. Think of this. 18 Trump haters. And they came out with a conclusion. Right? No.
Yeah, when I was still kind of drugged up after having my wisdom teeth out, I was making a lot more sense than this.
Say that, okay? Without notes, you know. We're not reading this speech. We're not doing a lot of reading here.
I know.
Because, you know, when you read it, it gets a little bit stale, doesn't it? Now, think of it. No collusion after 2 years, but she voted, she was all for him, but she voted to impeach me. And I did more for this state than any president in history. And that piece of voted to impeach me. I mean, not only Anwar, I got you the railroad, I got you Cove Road, or whatever that.
Do you guys think he'll do his thing where he says teachers shouldn't be allowed to teach transgender? Will that be part of today's speech?
Approve it as quickly as possible. I got you the timber cutting, everything. I've done more for Alaska than any president by far. By far. And Murkowski's a bad person, and Dan Sullivan should never, ever have given her an endorsement. Dan Sullivan should be ashamed of himself. Murkowski's opponent, Kelly Chewbacca. Is a true America First patriot who will never stab Alaska voters in the back. Alaska, you're going to be in good shape with Kelly. And by the way, she's been running for a long time. She has run. I've never seen anybody run so hard, and we're proud of her. She's great. As your state's commissioner of administration, you know, she spent a lot of time in government and did everything I heard was phenomenal because, you know, taking on a sitting person, a sitting senator, governor, whatever, it's always tough. It's a very tough thing to do. You're taking on the establishment, you're taking on all the rhinos, you're taking on a lot of people that don't have the country's best will in some cases, not in all cases, but so I had to go and really do a lot of research, but you wanted it so badly, and I did. And I heard the best things I think I've ever heard about a candidate. And Kelly fought tirelessly for Alaska taxpayers to stop corruption, fraud, and abuse. And as your senator, she will defend Alaska energy workers. You got the energy workers are not working quite like they were, but we'll get them back someday soon. And she'll stand up for Alaska jobs. She'll protect the Second Amendment and innocent life. She will oppose radical left judges, and she will support the men and women of law enforcement, ICE, and the Border Patrol. Kelly, please come up. Kelly.
Here we go. This should be nuts.
Alaska, let's show President Trump how much we love him.
Okay.
This is a cult. This candidate's getting crushed, right? Man, this is like weird in a lot of ways.
Remember, under President Trump, we weren't just energy independent, we were energy dominant.
Nothing has changed.
He is absolutely right that he is the one who gave us Anwar, and no other president in the history of our nation was able to do that. Thank you, President Trump. President Trump unleashed the power of our resource industries. He opened up the Tongass National Forest for us. He gave us the road to Ambler Mine. This is good for our workers. This is good for our economy. President Trump rebuilt our military, and what he left out, but we need to remember, it was after Obama and Biden decimated it. Thank you, President Trump. President Trump does not bend a knee to bullies or bureaucrats or Biden. But we can't say the same thing about Senator Murkowski. Nope. Guess what, President Trump? She's become Biden's CEO. Yeah. She's his chief enabling officer. Anything Joe Biden wants done, Lisa Murkowski delivers it. Yep. Joe Biden wants gun control, Lisa Murkowski votes for it. Joe Biden wants to kill our oil and gas industry, Lisa Murkowski puts the radical environmentalists in place who are going to execute that agenda. But President Trump and I have made clear that for us, it's always about America first. And simply put, that's why we love you.
Thank you, Kelly. She's going to be fantastic. She loves this state. In this primary, Alaskans also have the chance to vote for a second Alaska conservative warrior and elect her to Congress, someone that you all know very well, and she was your favorite, and she was a favorite. She was always a favorite of mine. I just think she was incredible. She, by the way, she did a phenomenal job. When she went in, McCain went up like 10 points. They didn't appreciate what they had, I'll tell you. They had something that would have been unbelievable. They didn't appreciate it. And but there's nobody like this woman. I've known her so long. She's loyal. She loves the state. She will be a true warrior for your state and for the country. Sarah Palin.
that you'd know that President Trump, that Donald J. Trump, was going to be the best president that we'd ever had. How did you think to get out there and endorse him early when, gosh, there was a lot of party pressure on me and others to endorse, established candidates and all that. And I knew, well, personally speaking, for years, Donald Trump watched what the fake media, the fake news, the lamestream media put my kids through, okay? Remember this? The things that you guys did to my kids. Donald Trump, he would write me a note and he would say, hang in there. The people who know you, they love you. They know the truth about your family, sitting right over there. God bless you. Hi, Trig. And I knew that this man cared about family. He cared about a culture of life and a culture of love. And I knew way back when that if he ever did run for the highest office in the land, the most powerful position in the world, Donald Trump, he would do what he campaigned on doing, and isn't that rare? He actually fulfilled his promises. That's why he's not a politician. So he would once in a while jot a note down saying, hang in there and, ignore what they're saying. He always knew it was about the kids, because I am a mama grizzly, and I'll rear up on my hind legs when somebody comes after my cubs. He knew that, so that really struck me, my heart. And that's when I first, just totally respected the man. But then along comes crooked Hillary, thinking she's gonna get into the White House. And I knew out of all the candidates who were running, the established politicians, there was only one who wasn't a politician, thank the Lord. That was Donald Trump. And I knew, out of all of them, because I knew them all, he was the only one who had the balls to take on the fake media, fake news, and to take on Hillary Clinton. And he did it for you. He did it. That's why I love him.
Wow. Thank you both. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Kelly. We really appreciate it. Appreciate what you have to go through. Once again, the primary is August 16th, and MAGA conservatives need to turn out in massive numbers to defeat the rhinos. The endorsements meant so much to so many people. We have so many victories. It's incredible. And Elle, thank you very much for your help. We appreciate it very much. And Illinois, where Mary Miller just won, and that was another one that people said, oh, that won't happen. And she's going to be fantastic. So everybody get out and vote for Sarah and Kelly. And we're pleased to be joined as well by Anchorage Mayor David Bronson. David. Wow, they like you, David. You never know when you do this. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. You understand? They like you a lot, David. That's great. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Alaska GOP Chairwoman Ann Brown. Thank you. Thank you, Ann. Somebody that's been with me for 6 years, and think of it, 6 years, does everyone know Jerry Ward? Campaign in Alaska. It's Trump Alaska, and he's been doing it for 6 years, and all I know is we win by a lot, so he's got to be doing a good job. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. And a friend of mine and a great guy, I know you heard him speak before. I heard he was fantastic. Mike Lindell. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Great. Thanks, Mike.
A big star, Captain Russell Wildcat Newberry from Deadliest Catch. We all know him. Big star. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Wildcat. Thank you very much. And Captain Dino Sutherland from National Geographic's Alaska Fish Wars. National Geographic. That's great. Thank you very much. Thanks, Dino. Great job. Thank you. Over 4 incredible years, and I have been fighting for a long time. I fought for the hardworking people of Alaska like no president in history has ever done. We passed legislation opening the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, known as ANWR for American Energy Exploration and Development, which means jobs, 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 and it means industry and revenue for the people of Alaska. And as I said, it may be the biggest site anywhere in the world for energy, may be the biggest, and in one day, because of Murkowski, it was gone. We're gonna get it back for you. I'm telling you, we're gonna get it back, and it won't be hard the second time. All because of Murkowski. We also issued the first ever leases for oil and gas production in the region. Never happened. Unfortunately, the Biden administration canceled those leases. Do you believe it? Recently? Here we are, we need energy, we need oil, we need gas, and they canceled leases. And they waged a war on Alaska energy workers. I don't know how the hell you could vote for a Democrat, I really don't. And now our entire country is paying a very steep price, not only at the pump, all over. And as our great fishermen will tell you, the soaring cost of fuel is a disaster for Alaska fishers, risking putting them virtually out of business. The two guys know, but we have a lot of fishermen here. We have a lot of but the cost of fuel and insurance and everything else has gone so high they've never seen. Not even thinkable. If somebody would have said 2 years ago this could have happened, it could never have happened. Under my administration, we also issued a presidential permit for the A2A railroad between Canada and Alaska.
Am I on?
Jobs and facilitate the export of affordable North American energy to other countries. That was a big one. We got it done quickly, very quickly. You were even surprised by that, right? They were trying to get that one done for many, many years. We authorized the crucial mining service road to facilitate development in Northwest Alaska Ambler Mining District. We approved permits for the Alaska Liquefied Natural Gas Pipeline Project.
Crowd's super engaged, huh?
Broadband access and vastly expanded telehealth services all over Alaska, especially in rural Alaska where you need it. And I signed an executive order to elevate the tragic issue of missing and murdered Native Americans, a big issue. A big, big issue. We gave your state a critical exemption from damaging restrictions against road constructions and timber harvest. You know what that's all about. Everybody said, oh, everybody's you can't do it. We did it in about 2 months.
Super keyed in to that.
Has incredibly just reversed. He just took it away, all those jobs. We stopped the Obama-era regulatory assaults on hunting, trapping, fishing gear, and ammunition, and I stood up for our hunters, our fishers, our sportsmen, our outdoorsmen, like no administration, they say, since Teddy Roosevelt, and maybe better. Maybe better. When we win in November, Kelly and Sarah, Republicans will fight, and we will win like never before for Alaska. We are going to do it again. Some of the things that we approved have been put by the wayside by the Obama administration and the woman and the people that Murkowski approved. It's not even believable. One of the first things we will do is stand up for parents' rights.
Uh-oh. Is this going to be the teach transgender thing?
It's time to finally and completely smash the radical left's corrupt education cartel. It's crazy what's going on. Our children are captives to unhinged Marxist educators. Where do they come from? Who are pushing inappropriate sexual, racial, and political material on our children from the youngest possible age. The public school system has become an arm of the radical left, and we are not going to allow this to happen. We're not going to. We stopped it. You know, we stopped it. Through executive order, we stopped it. And many of those executive orders have been ended. At long last, every parent in America must be empowered to opt out of this indoctrination and send their child to the public, private, charter, religious, or home school of their choice. Choice. We want choice. In addition, we will get critical race theory out of our schools, out of our military, and out of every part of our federal, state, and local governments.
And where is it, actually?
And sometimes I'll have people on certain things say, like, well, but sir, why didn't you do it? I said, I did. It was all done. In the military, all done. Everybody fired, everybody gone. They came back in. They ended it immediately. And now we're back to the same old stuff. It's unbelievable. We will also keep men out of women's sports.
And we will ban men.
Oh, boy. Who's crazier, Trump or the people clapping for this, right?
The swimmer. The young swimmer, she wanted to break that record. 1/16 of a second, she was going to do it. And she looked over and she said hello to people that she's grown up with. She's seen them. She's a top swimmer. She looks left and she sees them. Hi. You know, they hate each other, but they're competing. Hi. They hate her. She hates them. That's the way life goes, right? Then she looks over, waves, and then she sees this guy. They say, I mean, this is supposed to be a technically correct term.
Technically.
A person with a man's body, okay? It's a man's body. So they see this person with a man's body, and he's a giant. He's a big guy, wingspan. So Mike, he broke the record by 38 seconds. And she was injured by windburn as he went by her.
Now, Leah Thomas also lost some races, right?
Right, I don't know if it's 218 pounds, some large number of pounds. And this woman was so strong, and she was going to lift it. She was going to lift that weight over her face. She was going to break the record.
Wait, lift weight? Wasn't it a swimming thing?
To break the record. They got Chase up there. She didn't make it. Boom. This guy comes over, right? Bing.
Oh, God.
Have you lifted before? No, not really. I mean, how crazy is this? Is this it's actually demeaning to women, and it shouldn't be allowed. And a lot of people don't talk about
Right. What Trump's doing right now isn't demeaning.
Ridiculous. People think it's politically incorrect. They think it's politically incorrect to talk about it. I don't. Somebody has to do it. No teacher should ever be allowed to teach transgender to our children.
There it is.
Without parental consent.
There it is. Now, what does that mean, to teach trans? I still don't even know.
They'll crack down hard on big farmers for giving puberty blockers and other dangerous drugs to mutilate our youth.
Dangerous jugs?
You have a kid go to school, puberty blockers. We will save our kids, and every federal bureaucrat who is complicit in this travesty needs to immediately be fired at least.
Right.
Another one of our highest priorities under a Republican Congress will be to stop left-wing censorship and to restore free speech in America. And go out, by the way, while I'm here, and sign up now for Truth Social. It's hot as a pistol, and you see that. I pulled that one right. Leon.
Truth Central.
I'll tell you what.
Truth Central.
Elon is not going to buy Twitter. Where did you hear that before? From me.
And me.
From a fake account. She says fake. A lot of them. Nah, he's got himself a mess. You know, he said the other day, oh, I've never voted for a Republican. I said, I didn't know that. He told me he voted for me. So he's another bullshit artist, but he's not going to be buying it.
Wow.
He's not going to be buying it. Although he might later, who the hell knows what's going to happen? He's got a pretty rotten contract. I looked at his contract, not a good contract, but he's not. Sign up for truth. We love the truth. And it's doing good.
Essential.
The radical left Democrat Party is not a 50% party within our country. They're against God. They're against oil. They're against guns. They're against law enforcement. They're against voter ID. Who's against voter ID? There's only one reason you can be against voter ID, because you want to cheat. There's no other reason. They're against tax cuts, regulation cuts. They're against the Constitution. They hate the Constitution. And they hate our founding fathers. Other than that, they're quite nice. I really like them. The way they win, with all these policies, how can they win? I always said they're not 50-50. They cheat in elections. That's what I really believe. Somebody would say, what a horrible thing to say about our republic. Let me tell you, they cheat in elections. And you get
what Trump means is he tries to cheat in elections.
much. Again, I have to say it to the Supreme Court of Wisconsin, because they finally, a court was finally willing to do something and say it like it is. That's why we must pass critical election integrity reforms, including universal voter ID, citizenship confirmation. Can you believe it? We don't want citizenship confirmation. Oh, really? They don't want citizenship. What's that all about? You don't have to be a citizen to vote. No more fake drop boxes. Thank you, Wisconsin. No private money pouring into local election offices. No ranked choice, Kelly. No ranked choice voting, which can be crooked as hell.
Right. It's actually pretty good.
Kelly Shabaka. Kelly Shabaka. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a big development election evening. Kelly Shabaka is number one, but the winner will be the one who's in third place. So thank you. Explain that. Please explain that to me.
It's funny because Trump's like, I should win even though I'm in second place, so it doesn't sound that crazy.
We're stuck with it. You know why? Because of Murkowski. It's the only way she could win. It's the only way she can win. And ultimately, we need same-day voting with only paper ballots. That's what it's all about.
Trump votes by mail, by the way.
What they should have. France, big country, just had an election. I think it was 38, 39 million people voted. Paper ballots, same-day voting. It ended at like 11 o'clock. They announced the winner. The loser went home, bye-bye. The winner said, boy, it was closer than I thought. But there were no questions. Same-day voting, same-day voting.
There were no questions because they didn't have a lunatic like Trump claiming he won when he actually lost.
Military far away. Or if you're really sick, not sick like they were in Wisconsin, where they're down in Miami Beach, saying, I'm very sick, I can't do it, I'm on the beach. We're just 4 months away from the most important midterm election in American history.
True,
and
that I
we need
agree.
a landslide so big that the radical left cannot rig or steal this election. This is the year we're going to take back the House, we're going to take back the Senate, and we're going to take back America.
Wait, Trump can't rap without telling us his plan on toilets, can he?
2024, most importantly, we are going to take back our magnificent White House. We're going to take it back.
Wow.
But first, we have to secure massive victories for Kelly and Sarah in this primary. So get your friends, get your family, and get out and vote. Gotta do it. Together, we will fight for more jobs for American families, fair trade for American workers. Look what I did, USMCA. Remember, they said NAFTA, the worst deal ever made in the history of trade. And we had it, in fact, Mexico and Canada, as you probably heard, they want to renegotiate the deal.
Mexico!
Just like they want to renegotiate the price of Air Force One Boeing because they said, the deal that Trump made, we're losing our shirt. That's something nice about that, isn't it? Can you imagine? They want to renegotiate the price, and I'm sure these people will do it. They're going to lose $600 million. And more American factories forging more products stamped with that beautiful, beautiful phrase, made in the USA.
Trump's own campaign stuff came from China.
Biden's border disaster, reinstitute our strong Remain in Mexico policy, strengthen the patriots of ICE and Border Patrol, incredible people. We will again end catch and release. We will end chain migration. We will end the visa lottery, and we will claim.
Melania's parents are here due to chain migration.
Less than 2 years ago, how about I got through very good negotiation? I got a thing called Remain in Mexico. They have to remain in Mexico, the killers and everybody else that wants to come in. And Biden ended it. He ended it. Do you believe it? He ended it. So now they can remain in the United States and never have to leave. We will stop the crime wave in Democrat-run cities.
Most cities are run by Democrats, safe ones and more dangerous ones.
Deserve, and let them do their job the way only they know how to do it. And we will not take legal protection away from our police. We will restore law and order in America. We will hold China accountable for unleashing the most vicious virus that anybody's ever seen upon the world. We will protect innocent life. We will defend our Constitution. We will defend the Second Amendment, which is under siege, and we will proudly uphold the Judeo-Christian values and principles of our nation's founding. We will restore patriotic education to our schools, and we will teach our children to love their country, honor our history, and always, always, always respect our great American flag. Nice. Nice shirt. I love this guy's shirt, I tell you.
In collusion.
You know, I'd love to have you get up here. Come on, get up here. Let me see. Get up here. Get this guy up here.
Uh-oh.
Come here. I love this guy. Any guy wears a shirt like that, how can you not love him?
Oh, boy.
Look at that beautiful. Yeah. Will you help him up? Taylor, help him up. Come on, you're a strong guy. Come here. I just want to show it. I love this shirt.
He completely glitched on In Conclusion, so now he's bringing someone on the stage.
I like that one. I want this shirt. I'm going to wear it to the next rally.
It's like Oh, I love that shirt. Come on up here, sir, please. Oh, no.
I want it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Wait, who's this other person here? Oh, my God. You know that was a really bad glitch for him to bring people wearing that on the stage. This must have been the glitch to end all glitches that caused him to call them up.
In conclusion, our MAGA movement, Make America Great Again, is by far the greatest political movement in the history of our country. You know, we've had some movements. We've never had one like this.
It's Pillow.
You know, you've had movements where a politician like came in second.
By the way, they took their shirt off as if Trump really wants the shirt. Trump has spent his entire life trying to stay away from basically everybody at this rally.
We won all of them. We won all of them. We won every one of them. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We won every one of them, all 50 plus the islands. You don't know about the islands, but the islands too. There's never been a movement, and then we won the election twice. We won it twice. And we may have to do it again. Together, we're standing up against some of the most menacing forces, entrenched interests, and vicious opponents our people have ever seen. The way they throw around the word impeachment, the way they go after people that are innocent people, political people, and yet they leave killers on the street to shoot people.
Big, massive
Despite
dumps.
great outside dangers, our biggest threat remains the sick, sinister, and evil people from within our country. But no matter how big or powerful these corrupt radicals may be, you must never forget this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. Belongs to you. This is your home. This is your heritage. And our American liberty is your God-given right. Remember that. They want to take that away. From Anchorage to Fairbanks and Wasilla to Juneau, from the slopes of Denali to the waters of Glacier Bay, that's a beautiful place, and from the forests of the interior to the majestic vistas of the Inside Passage. Does anybody know the Inside Passage? Anybody want to go there tonight? What a beautiful name, the Inside. Let's go to the Inside Passage tonight, right?
Yeah.
By the way, is there anything that's more fun than a Trump rally?
Especially that 15-minute story Trump told earlier.
This state was forged by some of the very toughest men and some of the very strongest women ever to walk the face of the earth. They didn't have a lot of money, they didn't have a lot of luxury, but they had grit, they had faith, and they had each other, very importantly. They were frontiersmen and fishermen and loggers and lumberjacks and homesteaders and miners, and they poured out their heart and their sweat and their soul to make America into the greatest nation in the history of the world. But now we are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has the highest inflation in over 40 years, where the stock market just finished the worst first half of a year in more than 5 decades. Likewise, we are a nation that has the highest energy cost in its history, and we are no longer energy independent or energy dominant, which we were just 2 short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and Saudi Arabia for oil. Please give us oil.
Essentially, none of these things are true, but it's hard to fact check all of them one after another.
Nation in the world, but we're begging them for oil. We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving behind dead soldiers and American citizens and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment in the world. We are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate a country, Ukraine, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. And it never would have happened if the election were different. It would have never happened. It didn't happen. All of those people that are now dead and all of those cities that are now crushed, nothing would have happened. We could have made a deal, but we didn't even have to make a deal. Nothing would have happened. It would have never happened. I believe he saw what happened in Afghanistan, and he said, these people don't know what they're doing. This is our chance. I really believe that. But it never would have happened. Putin would have never done it. All of that human life and that culture in those cities. We're a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing political party like never before. We've never seen anything like this. We're a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is about all you get. And they are the true enemy of the people. We are a nation where free speech is no longer allowed, where crime is rampant like never before, where the economy has been collapsing, where more people died of COVID in 2021 than in 2020. We are a nation that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon. Would have never happened. They would have made a deal in the first week. And China to use the trillions and trillions of dollars it's taken from the United States to build a military to rival our own. And perhaps most importantly, we are a nation that over the past 2 years is no longer respected or listened to all around the world. They
That's
don't
a lie.
respect us. We are a nation that in many ways has become a joke.
True.
And we are a nation that is hostile to liberty and freedom and faith. We are a nation whose economy is floundering, whose stores are not stocked, whose deliveries are not coming, and whose educational system is ranked at the bottom of every list. But we are not going to let this continue. 2 years ago, we had the...
Many of those things are true, but they have nothing to do with Joe Biden. It's been a decline, and it's a cultural issue as well.
Everybody, African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, women, men, high school diploma. People with no diploma from high school, people with PhDs from MIT and Harvard and the Wharton School of Finance and all of these great schools, everybody was doing well. Women, especially women, doing well, everybody. But soon we will have greatness again. It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country, and it is hardworking patriots like you who are going to save our country. We will stand up to the radical left lunatics and the rhinos, and we will fight for America like no one has ever fought before. Get rid of Lisa Murkowski. Get rid of Lisa Murkowski. There is no mountain we cannot climb.
Right.
There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet. There is no victory we cannot have. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield, ever, ever, ever. Kelly, Sarah, they will never, ever do that. We will never give in, we will never give up, and we will never, ever back down. We will never let you go. As long as we are confident and united, the tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a little chance. Because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone. My fellow citizens, this incredible journey we are on together has only just begun, and it is time to start talking about greatness for our country, greatness again. We don't talk about greatness anymore. We talk about problems, we talk about crime, we talk about taking power away from our police. We talk about a woke military. Do you believe this? We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious American nation. So with the help of everyone here today and the citizens all across our land, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again.
Okay.
We will make America strong again, so strong. We will make America proud, 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 proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much, Alaska. Thank you. Thank you, Alaska. Thank you. God bless you all.
Well, there he goes. Yeah. Dear God. What an event, huh? Well, Trump will sort of skulk off the stage momentarily here. A very, very unusual speech. Trump visibly struggling to use words to communicate meaning. It's sort of hard to say more about it. I really do appreciate everybody who is here and charge that to the game, and Dr. Gecko getting in their Twitch Prime subscriptions. Before you head out, would love for you to get those Twitch Prime subscriptions. And our friend Small Fuzzy Moss is here. Small Fuzzy Moss, many people don't know this, responsible for many of the elements on our soundboard.
We're doing a class action lawsuit against all machines.
Always great to see. Small Fuzzy Moss, Slip and Shank coming in at number 149. Can we get to 150 on the way out? We're almost there. There it is, one lucky duck pushing us over to 150. We'll be live during the week with the January 6 committee hearings. These may be the last ones. It's never totally clear. To be honest, I don't know what's going on with that committee schedule, but we'll cover the entire thing. It's going to be great. And on your way out, make sure you're following on Twitch. Make sure you've liked on Facebook. Make sure you've subscribed on YouTube. It's all free. And the more you subscribe, the more I stream. That's the crazy thing about it. All right, everybody. We'll see you very soon. Thank you for joining me. And try not to become completely despondent by the horrors, or the horror, as Bernie would say, of what we've seen tonight. There are still good people. There are still reasonable people. They just weren't at this rally. All right? Good night, everybody.